Stadium for Football SA's broadcast of the final of the 2023 WNPL and WSL Cup. The quest for this trophy began back in April with 30 sides, and 4 rounds later, we're down to the final 2. Salisbury Inter looking to reclaim the cup, which they first won in 2021, and Adelaide Comets, who have already taken out this year's Go Sunny Solar WNPL Premiership, and are chasing the treble of the Premiership, the Cup and the Championship. Earlier this week, both captains were interviewed, and here's what they had to say.
It's obviously a massive game, grand final. These are sort of the moments that you live for in your career.
Yeah, of course. We take every game as if it's a final. So yeah, going into the game with the same momentum, same game plans, and yeah, just looking forward to a good game.
Comets have obviously had an incredible season. I think, only 2 losses, 1 draw, so credit to them for the season. They've got quality all over the park, so they don't really have any weaknesses. Their midfield with the Sasaki sisters, they've got prolific goal scorers all over the park. 4 or 5 players that can easily score goals, win them games, and so that is obviously a worry as a defender. You don't just have to worry about 1 player, you have to worry about 4 or 5.
Yeah, we all know what Salisbury Inter are capable of, but we just got to follow our game plan, and yeah, I think it'll be a good game. We have such an amazing group of girls. We all get along so well. Yeah, we love each other, so I think having such a close group of girls is exactly why we've been so successful this year.
We have a bit of experience in the team. We were in Cup final 2 years ago, so hopefully that experience gets us over the line on Friday night. I think just being clinical in front of goals. Comets are a team that they haven't conceded too many goals this year, and so I think any opportunity that we have, we just have to be really clinical in front of goals.
Yeah, like I said, just continuing to work hard like we have the whole season, following our game plan, and yeah, just putting on a good show for everyone.
Salisbury Inter is amazing. I think we're probably the underdogs going into Friday night, and I think Australia loves a good underdog, so let's go for Inter.
Hopefully we see everyone out supporting our Comets women's team. Yeah, we're going to need you to help cheer us on.
And that was Nicole Calder of Salisbury Inter and Eleanor Saroulis of Adelaide Comets giving their thoughts ahead of this 2023 WNPL and WSL Cup final here at ServiceFM Stadium. I'm really pleased that tonight I'm joined by not just football playing royalty, but football broadcasting royalty. Welcome, Cote Rojas.
Thank you for having me here. I'm very excited.
I am too. It's absolutely brilliant. Cote, I can't believe it's only been a week since I called the goal that you scored, which ensured that Flinders United would stay in the WNPL. And since then, we've had more World Cup action, the Matildas quarters and the semi-finals. Locally, we had Sturt Lions winning promotion to the WNPL. We're back here for the Cup final, and you've been flying backwards and forwards to play with Flinders United and to be part of the World Cup broadcast with Optus Sports. Have you had a chance to have a rest?
Not really. It's been really busy, but, what a great opportunity to be part of the World Cup with Optus, and then have the opportunity also to keep playing and helped actually Flinders last week. It was really amazing.
Fantastic. Well, it's been great to see you on the broadcast. We've all been cheering back here in Adelaide whenever we've seen you being part of the Optus Sports coverage. Tonight, Salisbury Inter, who you played for and won this competition with 2 years ago, up against Adelaide Comets, who have been the best team in this year's WNPL. How do you think the match will play out?
Look, again, I think we've seen it with all the games with the World Cup. Very hard to predict. They both really good. I mean, I know how Inter play. I have seen also Comets They are a great side. But I think, in a final, you forget about that. And it's a new game, and I think it's going to be really tough. It's going to be competitive.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think we're all looking forward to this one because I think most people watching the WNPL this season have got a pretty good idea that this one might go either way. Well, what we're going to do now is have a look at the road that has brought these two teams here, Salisbury Inter and Adelaide Comets. So firstly, looking at Salisbury Inter, they started their first two matches were against teams in the WSL, an 8-0 win over Elizabeth Grove, then it was a 6-0 win over Modbury Vista, and then they had a win over Your Flinders United by 4-2 in a really, really competitive quarter-final. That was only settled in the last few minutes by Nicole Calder goal. And then the semi-final, well, that was an extraordinary match against Adelaide City. Inter went up 2-0, City got back to 2-2, Inter went up 4-2, and it ended up at 4-3. So that's the very interesting road that Salisbury Inter have been on to get them to this particular match. Now we'll have a look at the Adelaide Comets road. A big 14-0 win over Cove FC of the State League. Then another State League opponent. In fact, the team that ended up just being promoted last weekend from the State League. A 7-1 win over Sturt Lions. A 4-0 win over NTC with Emily Hazelwood getting a hat-trick there. And in the semi-final, it was a 2-0 win, I should say, over West Torrens Burkalla. So both these teams come in with really, really good form. But I think one thing about Adelaide Comets that you've probably noticed is that they have an ability to score goals, really quickly sometimes, and that can be really hard to stop when they're in that mood.
Yes, exactly. We have seen the results already, and they have scored plenty of goals in the last games. But I see also Inter, if they are not very careful, they have conceded in the last two last games. So yeah, it's gonna be one of those games. I think it's a Comets gonna score plenty of goals. It's gonna Inter try to be more disciplined and not concede easy goals.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be really important that they focus on making sure that they don't give anything away. Well, looking at tonight's teams, Salisbury Inter make one change to the side that started in their win over Burkalla a week ago in the final home and away round of the 2023 Go Sunny Solar WNPL. It's a forced change. Paige Hayward, who joined the team in recent weeks, isn't eligible to play in the Cup, so Nikki Frizzetto comes into the 11. It'll be Matilda Comley in goal. The back four will be Nikki Frizzetto, Chantel Ryder, Nicole Calder and Isabella Kawimsis. In the middle, it's Jazz Styles, Nikki Scalzi and Mina Nishitani. And up forward, Roxy Dodd, Haruna Sugihara and Jess Signoriello. Just 5 on the bench. Angelique Vroigdenberg, Michaela Labrandi, Bree Harmer, Carla Madonna and Sengland Set. And, of course, the coach of Salisbury Inter is Tony Scalzi. Well, Adelaide Comets were also victorious last week. They make 2 changes to that starting team which defeated Football SA NTC. Izzy Chekovitz returns in goals with Ava Barton dropping to the bench. Carl Khan also comes back into the side for Nano Sasaki, who, we understand, has had a niggle or two and is a substitute this evening. The full team for Comets, Izzy Chekovitz in goals. The back four is Kira Glynns, Savannah Pantelis, Captain Eleanor Saroulis and Sophia Kizionis. In midfield, it's Yuka Sasaki, Georgie Nicola and Carl Khan. And up forward, Emily Hazelwood, Chrissy Panagaris and Joanna Katsabis. 7 on the bench for Comets tonight. Anna Maria Zacharakis, Kiara O'Sullivan, Charlie Bauer, Ellie Todd, Nano Sasaki, Ali Lattis and reserve goalkeeper Ava Barton, and their coach is Tom Monsignor. The referee tonight is Tom Brinkworth. The assistants are Zach Britton and Indiana Van Diesen. And the fourth official is Joe Jordan Tripodi. Well, Kote, you've played in many finals. You've played in this fixture. You've played in grand finals, etc. It's 5 minutes to go. You're still in the rooms. How are you feeling at this stage? And what are you doing? Are you talking to the other players? Are you all sort of revving each other up, or is it a time that you just like to have a bit of quiet and a bit just thinking about what it is that you want to do when you get out there?
Look, we have the coach talk. After that, we finish what we need to finish. But obviously, we do have and we have to encourage players, and we keep saying, a small talk. But I think it's all about just finalizing everything. And girls, let's put everything out there.
Yeah, it's a really nervy time. Sometimes you just want to get out there and just have your first kick and just sort of start to get into the game. And I want to talk to you about these two teams because I feel like hardly anybody would know them better than you. You were playing with Salisbury Inter up until about the middle of last season, and some of these Comets players are players that you played with at Inter as well, players like Emily Hazelwood and Carl Kahn, etc. I'm thinking about, for example, how the defence is going of Salisbury Inter is going to try to deal with players like Chrissy Panagaris and Hazelwood. In the case of Hazelwood, I guess they probably have a pretty good idea about where her strengths are and how they need to try to defend against her.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, look, we all know each other because we have played, enough time to actually get to know the players and what are their strengths. But I think, Emily is quick. So if, Chantel or Nicole, they don't drop earlier, it's really hard to catch Emily. So it's going to be, one of those games that, yes, you know how the player or what she does, but are we going to be able to do it?
Yeah, she's definitely going to be a big threat. And, of course, there's so many goal threats in the Comets side with Chrissy Panagaris up top, Georgina Kohler coming from midfield, Yuka Sasaki as well. So there's really goals everywhere, and Inter will need to be at their best defensively. Do you expect that, these Inter players well, do you think they'll be cautious early and just make sure they've got their defensive set up, or do you think they might actually try to surprise by getting on the front foot?
Oh, they have to. They have to actually, be ready, and not just be ready, but making sure they are disciplined. And we know Comets, they are very strong in the midfielder. I think now we know that Nano is out, and she's a sub, but they are still very, very strong midfielders. So look, again, I don't think they are planning just to park the bus. I think Inter is going to go and play them. They are going to try to go forward, try to find that, that goal earlier, but saying that they will actually be careful to the attackers, what Comets is going to bring.
Yeah, that's going to be a fascinating battle. I feel like, even though I think you're right, Inter will try to be positive, I think there's a very good chance that it'll be Comets that do probably the bulk of the attacking in this game. They also play slightly different styles. I feel like Inter's a bit more of a direct team, and they like to try to make the attackers as quick as they can, whether they're playing shorter passes or longer. I always feel like Inter are trying to catch you out, to try to be really, really quick in their movements forward.
Yeah, look, it's very different to what we played probably in 2022, even 2021, where we used to possess the ball, used to play through the midfielder, and now I think Inter is a team where they receive on the back or they win the ball and they try to look for those winger or the number 9. So I think, look, again, it's going to be very direct, but are they going to keep doing that, or are they going to, try to actually play a little bit more, because probably Comets going to give them the time?
Yeah, it'll be interesting how they set up. Comets, sometimes they're just happy to drop off and let you try to play and not really push on to the defenders when they're carrying the ball. But then they can change that tactic. They're both very flexible teams, I think, and we see Inter as well making lots of moves. Sometimes playing players like Calder and Ryder up forward. Ryder played up forward in the semi-final, scored 2 goals. So they've got all those moves in them when they can try to change the direction of the game.
Exactly. I mean, especially for these games, you got to have a plan. You got to be clear. If something doesn't work, what are you going to do next? If that doesn't work, what is next? So you always come with plans. You always come with a strategy. But at the end of the day, you keep doing what you've been doing.
Just looking at the players, as you can see on the picture, currently in the tunnel, ready to walk out. Tonight, Salisbury Inter is the home team, as far as there is a home team, the first name team and the team that will be wearing the home kit. Of course, both these teams wear blue and black. It's going to be Comets wearing the changed white strip. We're just waiting for the teams to walk out, being led by tonight's referee, Tom Brinkworth, the assistants, Zach Britton and Indiana Van Diesen, and the fourth official is Joe Jordan Tripodi. And I feel like I'm seeing a lot of Tom Brinkworth. He also had the appointment just 5 days ago in that decisive match in the State League that decided promotion between Sturt Lions and Modbury Vista. One of a number of really, really big matches that have occurred here lately. It's just a feast of football with this and with what's been going on in the World Cup.
Oh, amazing. I think everyone is so happy to see, just the World Cup. But look at what an amazing night for this game and all the girls out there. Great opportunity. Look, I wish I was there playing, obviously. But, it's a lot of people, even, the supporters coming out. It was just raining recently. So I think it's, thanks to all of them who makes this possible, because I think it's really important.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's been a great night here already. There's been several cup finals going on, both in the juniors and in some of the lower divisions, and a lot of people are in the stands for this match. As we wait for the teams are currently standing, I suspect the national anthem is not very, very far away. You can see that Inter's Bianca Simeone is going up to meet both sets of players. Of course, I feel like this is almost a bit of a new rivalry. In all these years that we've been doing this broadcasting for so long, City versus West, City versus Metro, those were the big games. But in these last few years, Inter and Comets have, these are teams that only came into the competition a few years ago, but they've both moved a long, long way to becoming, power clubs in this competition.
I think, look, it's been obviously a couple years where they have developed not just the squad, but the obviously the juniors, and I saw it with Inter as well. I think, that's the result of what you can create, and I think that's a message for all the clubs out there. It's just putting the dedication, obviously, and investing a little bit more for the women's and giving the same opportunities, and I think that's how the game grows.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Well, just standing by now for the singing of the Australian national anthem. And we are just moments away from the kickoff of the 2023 WNPL and WSL Cup final. Salisbury Inter trying to reclaim the title after winning it in 2021, 3-1 over Metro United that year, with 2 goals from my co-commentator this evening, Cote Rojas. Last year it was West Adelaide as part of their treble-winning season. And extraordinarily tonight, after your Salisbury Inter side in 2021 won the treble, and in West Adelaide winning it in 2022, Comets are going for the treble in 2023, and Inter are going to try to stop them. So it's a really big storyline here, one way or another.
How fun is that? Looking back and you saying that, all the teams, or at least Inter, West, and Comets trying to win the treble, and that is something very remarkable, and we have to highlight, because I think that shows the progress, but also the work they've been doing during the year, the consistency.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's extraordinary to think that Adelaide Comets finished bottom of the WNPL only 3 years ago, and they were spared relegation because there was no state league that season for a team to get promoted from. And, you know, obviously they've recruited very, very heavily, but to have come to this point in 3 years is a pretty impressive effort.
Yeah, exactly. I think, look, obviously they recruit, they saw these good players, they attract them, and good on them. I mean, if they offer them something good, why not?
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams in their huddles at the moment. You can see Salisbury Inter is on the screen right now. Nicole Calder captaining them tonight. Of course, her and Chantel Ryder are co-captains effectively, share the duties, sometimes one, sometimes the other. But it was Nicole Calder that went up and did the toss tonight with the Adelaide Comets captain, Elena Saroulis. Currently seeing the Comets players in their huddle. There's Chrissy Panagaris, number 8. She'll be looking for goals tonight, as she always does. Has 7 in this competition for Comets so far. Inter still in their huddle. It looks like Comets in the white shirts will be kicking to the right as you see it, and that is the northern end here at ServiceFM Stadium. Haruna Sugihara is going to take the kickoff for Salisbury Inter, and we are just seconds away from the beginning of the 2023 WNPL and WSL Cup final. Here comes the countdown. Sugihara gets us away. Nishitani trying to find Signoriello out on the attacking right. She gets it from Dodd. Signoriello back to Frazzetto. Interception by Nicola for Comets, and here's Panagaris just over her. Calder gives into goalkeeper Matilda Comley her first touch. And tries to get the ball through to Signoriello. Here's Dodd. Don't think she's going to be able to keep it in. That'll be an early throw to Adelaide Comets. Glynn's taking the throw. Playing at left back this evening for Comets, but it's going to be an Inter throw. Header on. Sugihara. Trying to make the pass to Signoriello to run onto. And that is just going to be a throw in. Defending there from Glynn's, who managed to avoid the corner. In fact, it's going to be a Comets throw for Glynn's to take. Gets the return ball, but under pressure from Signoriello, that's a goal kick.
And that's good, you know, like I think Inter is pressing already.
Yeah, we were wondering how they would approach this, and they've been positive in this first 90-odd seconds, but here's Comets coming forward now. It's going to be a throw-in for Coimpsis, playing at left back tonight for Salisbury Inter. Ball in the air, trying to get it into Dodd, but cleared by Saroulis. Now, here's a chance for Panagaris. She's just got past the defence, gets an early shot in. It doesn't take much for Chrissy to get it on target, and that one was safe enough for Matilda Comley. Now here's Pantelis doing the defensive work for Comets, but it's come to Signoriello for Inter. Inboard, Styles, and just tried to get Sugihara through there. That's going to be a goal kick. But you've got to be careful of those long balls with Chrissy Panagaris. She really, if she times her run, can get the other side of the defence, even players as experienced as Chantel Ryder and Nicole Calder.
Yeah, but I think, look, Chantel and Nicole, they were too parallel when they were kicking that long ball, and I think they need to be careful on that. I think they have to drop a little bit earlier.
Yeah, got to be careful of that. Now, bit of space here for Kizionis. She leaves it for Katsabas. Inboard, but Sugihara's come through and intercepted, done really well. Ryder, Kuimsis, putting it long, trying to put it long down the attacking left. She's going to get the throw. Just in her defensive half. Sugihara is short. Dodd's a little bit longer, but it's not going to get that far. Now it's going to be a throw in for Adelaide Comets. Panagaris just trying to get the ball on, and opportunity to get a ball into the area here. But good defending. Cleared by Nishitani in the end. It's going to be another throw in to Comets. And probably these the experienced players at Inter with Nishitani, and particularly now that she's sitting in front of the back four, they're not so worried about these type of set piece opportunities. There's something that they probably deal with a little bit better.
Yeah, I think with that, with a little bit of more experience, and that helps, obviously, but they still have to be able, to read it and to actually make it happen and make, that to block that.
Now they're on the attack here through Kuzionis, through Hazelwood, I should say. Trying to get a cross in. It's going to be cleared by Styles. Only as far as Glyn's. She gets the cross in. Ryder gets it away on that occasion. Nicola. It's all a little bit tight in that part of the field, but here's an opportunity for Signoriello to see if she can get Dodd going, but that's a little bit too long for her. And that's safely through to Comets keeper Izzy Chekovitz. Plays it short. Ciroulis. Just waiting to find the right pass. There's Yuka Sasaki. Didn't quite get the touch she wanted. Nikki Scalzi. And no free kick there. Waved away by referee Brinkworth. Oh, and that ball might come through to Hazelwood. Now Hazelwood brings it into the box. Panagaris. Oh, good move for Comets, and Emily's really dangerous in those situations.
Good play, and look, I see Emily today. I played with her last year again, and I think, she has grown so much. She's more structured, she's more disciplined. She's looking, to cross that ball, and when she has the space to dribble, she's good at it. Yeah.
She's having a terrific cup competition. You would think that Chrissy Panagaris would be the outright leading goal scorer for Comets in the cup, but her and Hazelwood both have 7 goals for Comets in this tournament, and Emily Hazelwood, I think we mentioned, got a hat-trick in the semi-final against NTC. Nicola tries to win the header for Comets, but it's come to Dodd for Inter. She couldn't get the ball out wide. It's back with Hazelwood now. Intercepted. Yuka Sasaki. Pantelis. Here's Ciroulis. Kuzionis. Out to where Katsabas is. Gets the return ball. That's good play. Kuzionis. It's been deflected. Calder will get it away. And it's going to fall safely for Inter now. But, it's been given away straight to Georgie Nicola, but Nishitani saves the day. Sugihara. Back to Nishitani. Calder. Trying to take a couple on. It's been taken off her, though, by Carl Khan. Here's Hazelwood again. Wanting to take Frizzetto on. Hazelwood gets across in. Calder's there. And clears. Good ball. There's Roxy Dodd. Scalzi. It's not quite worked out. Signoriello battling away there, but Yuka Sasaki takes control, as she often does in those situations. Here's Kuzionis. Sasaki. It's been won by Inter. Nikki Scalzi plays it to Styles. Kuimsis. Styles. Back to Kuimsis. This is tidier play by Inter. The commentator's curse works absolutely every time. Comets win it back. Now here goes Sasaki against Nishitani. It's come out to Carl Khan. Wants to get it through to Hazelwood, but I think Hazelwood wanted it shorter. It's been cleared.
And I think Inter, we've seen in this 8 minutes so far, and they're trying to play that ball. They're trying to, go to the middle and create something, which is really good to see.
There's Yuka Sasaki for Comets. Lovely little reverse ball. Kuzionis. Khan wants to get a shot in. Khan intercepted by Coimpsis. And she wins it again for Inter. Trying to get it out to Sugihara, but Yuka Sasaki's in the way. Plays on the attacking right for Comets, and Katsabas concedes the throw, which will be taken by Coimpsis. Sugihara comes to receive. Back to Calder. Here's Frazzetto. She gives it inboard. And out to long ball to up the right-hand side, but no one there for Inter. It's back with Comets and back with Yuka Sasaki. Nicola. Kuzionis. Once again uses Katsabas out on the right-hand side. It's going to be a fascinating battle between her and Coimpsis. That's a good ball. Panagaris! Panagaris! Twice, 3 times denied by Matilda Comley. And I feel like Inter got away with one there. Panagaris finding that little bit of space.
And I think Matilda was great there, coming out really quick, stepping in front of, to save it. And again, she's, her reaction for the second and the third one.
Here's Yuka Sasaki trying to touch the ball forward to where Khan was, but Chantel Ryder was having none of that. Came out all the way out to Chekovitz in the Comets goal. And Chekovitz does like to just wait to draw the player before she picks the ball up, and now looks like she's going to try to go long. Khan is there. Touch though, fall to Scalzi, but her ball goes to Yuka Sasaki. She's just put a little bit too far. So overall impressions of these first 10 and a bit minutes, Kote?
Well, it's been obviously Comets with all these chances or clear chances, but I think Inter, is trying to play. They're trying to combine in the middle, trying to find, the player on top, and actually Dodds, who is trying to bounce the ball back to play long. But yeah, so far I think, Comets obviously with the 2 clear chances at least. So yeah, that's really something that the coach should be looking at, to trying to prevent for the next ones.
Absolutely. Long ball down the attacking right for Comets is gone out, and that's going to be an Inter throw. It's with Coimpsis. Shitani coming to offer. That's going straight up the wing, and Kuzionis is going to clear. Calder. Here's Nicola. Ishitani in the way. Calder in the way. Here's Scalzi. It's going to come back to Kuzionis. Gets it back from Sasaki. Only Yuka Sasaki of the sisters on the field at the moment, but Nano is available as a substitute. Kuzionis again. Yuka Sasaki again. Busy. Kira Glynns coming back in board. Nicola, who I feel is a little bit deeper than normal in that midfield position this evening, but obviously that could change. Here's Kuzionis. Khan. Back to Kuzionis. Can she keep it in? She does. Trying to get the cross in, but Inter's defended that situation well. And Scalzi's found Sugihara, trying to see if she can get an angle to get the ball out to Dodd. But Signoriello's made a run here. Signoriello, but she's not going to get to that first. It's going to be a Comets throw. And Glyn's now will probably try to find Hazelwood up the wing. That's where it goes. But Hazelwood's got 2 for company. And I think she's given away the throw on that occasion. Frizzetto. Sugihara. That's gone over to Dodd, but she's got a bit of work to do there. I reckon she's won the corner, though. She has. First chance for an Inter corner, and I feel like I mention it every time I commentate Inter. They love corners.
Yes, they do. That's why, they practice that, and I think they have 2 great players that win the ball in the air, Chantel and Calder.
Absolutely. Nishitani, and of course, her delivery is absolutely fantastic. And of course, Calder and Ryder are up. Styles close to the penalty area. There it goes. It's been headed away, but it hasn't got clear. Calder's there, tries to knot it in. There's players at the post, and it's been cleared. Nikki Scalzi might be able to retrieve. Oh, but she's lost out here. Here goes Yuka Sasaki. Big chance for a break here for Comets, but have they just allowed too many players to get back? Khan still has space, but her touch ends up back with Ryder. Nishitani. Oh, it's just all a little bit nervy getting the ball out of there. Katsabas has Yuka Sasaki on her right, who I feel like has had more touches than anyone else in this game so far. Khan. Into defence has retreated. Katsabas. Needs to get it back in board. Here's Nicola. Can shoot from distance if given the opportunity. Khan. Back to Pantelis. Pantelis. I'm not sure if she was trying the shot there, but it's going to be easy enough for Comley. Comley goes long. Header won there by Glynns. Nicola wants to get Hazelwood going. That's a well-weighted ball for Hazelwood. Hazelwood now. Well done, Frizzetto. She's able to win the throw as well. Really fascinating first 15 minutes here. Both of these teams have shown that they can threaten. Probably Comets with the best chances so far, though. But no score at this stage. They're going to get the throw, which Glynns can come up and take. Khan. Goes the shot! Wasn't bad. Just a bit high and maybe needed to just be a little bit wider, but not an easy spot to score from.
No, and she does that. We know Kyle, she has a long distance shot, which is great, and she will keep trying that.
Kyle Khan played in every single League, Cup and Finals match for Salisbury into last year. Great pickup for Comets, who responded to being knocked out of last year's finals by Salisbury Inter by picking up a couple of players from Inter. Here's Coimpsis. Trying to flick the ball on Inter, and coming through there was Signoriello, but it's back with Carl Khan. There's a ring of blue and black around her. It's all a little bit tight, but she's still got the ball, still has possession, and now might be able to pick out a pass to Glynns, but Glynns has had to backtrack, and in fact, it's beaten her out. Some good movement there by Inter just to circle around Khan and Nicola. Now it's a throw to Frizzetto. Dodd gets it back, and free kick is going Comets' way, I think, for handball. And Pantelis to take. Savannah Pantelis, who won the Cup in 2014 with West Adelaide. West Adelaide's first trophy. Defeated in the women's competition, senior women's competition. Defeated Adelaide City by 3-2 on that evening. Now trying to win it for the first time for Comets. Good header there by Calder, Scalzi, but Nicola won that well. Styles, the ball hasn't come down yet. Sugihara takes control. Ryder. Let's get it out onto the attacking left where Kuimsis was, but now it might come back the other way through Katsabas. And just a little bit much on that for Panagaris. Comley goes long. Should be dealt with by Saroulis. Back to Chekovic. You want to watch those sorts of back passes. We've seen a couple of crazy own goals in the World Cup recently by some players who would normally not be guilty of those sort of errors.
It's been actually really incredible to see those mistakes as well. In a high level, it happens everywhere, and sometimes you as a keeper, as a defender, the communication needs to be there. If it's not there, the mistakes it can happen, and that can cost the goal.
Yeah, well, it is obviously a high pressure matches, and that's what that pressure can do sometimes. But I think both of these teams have settled into this game really well. I don't really feel like they've shown a lot of nerves in their touches and in their movement.
No, it seems like they have time to play. Comets attacking more than Inter, but saying that they haven't had the clinical shot or that pass, the subtle pass in the box. I think they need to be a little bit more technical and try to put the ball behind the net.
They have the throw in now. We've played just over 20 minutes in the 2023 WNPL and WSL Cup final. It's Salisbury into 0, Adelaide Comets 0, treble chasing Adelaide Comets against the team that was probably always likely to be the most likely to spoil the party. Now nearly getting the ball through there to Sugihara was Scalzi, but Dodd's done well. Still going Roxy Dodd. Scalzi trying to push through, but Kalkan takes control now. Oh, but that ball has gone out for a throw. Now maybe a chance for Inter to have a bit more of a spell in their attacking half. They've been on the defensive for most of these last 5 or 10 minutes. Nishitani. Frizzetto. Now here's Hazelwood again. Trying to win the throw with the back heel and has ultimately succeeded. It's going to be a Comets throw.
Inter is putting pressure in the defensive line, Comets defensive line, but in the middle, I think it's where they have to stop Comets.
Styles to Dodd. Calder trying to find the right ball there for Signoriello. It's gone over Scalzi. Sasaki, Nicola bringing the ball under control for Comets, and she's got some room to move and find Panagaris, but Calder was in the right place. Shot by Yuka Sasaki. Very good save by Matilda Comley. That ball was travelling.
What a shot.
Yuka Sasaki, who has won this cup twice with Adelaide City in 2019 and 2020. Trying to make it 3. Of course, she's only won half as many of these cups as her sister Nano, who won 4 from 2017 to 2020, all with Adelaide City. All remarkably in the 4 years she played with the club. Turned up in 2017 and was successful straight away. Now, throw-in is going to be an Inter throw-in. I'm really wondering, because we understand that Nano's not quite 100% at the moment, whether if there's a particular situation the game that the game might be in that they're thinking, well, we would use Nano if.
I think, obviously the coach has a plan, and I think if they don't need Nano, why would you play her if she's 100%?
Yeah.
Make a smart move.
And of course, there's finals coming up as well, which start next week. Now, that ball's gone through to Calder, but her header's is safe enough for now. Hazelwood coming inboard. Finds herself some space. Back to Kuzionis. Kuzionis' ball finds Yuka Sasaki, but Comets have had to backtrack a bit here. Saroulis, who's also played in this fixture before. Lost the cup final to Adelaide City in both 2018 and 2019. Did score in the 2018 final, a rare goal. But ultimately, her West side on that evening lost 3-2 to Adelaide City. Fabulous match, that one, in 2018. Adelaide City went 3-0 up. And Saroulis and Christina Papageorgiou brought it back to 3-2. And the last 20 minutes got pretty interesting, but City held on. It was a Tian Powell hat-trick that night. Great play there by Haruna Sugihara. And unfortunately for Inter, Frizzetto just couldn't quite keep the ball in.
And I think because it was raining, the pitch is really quick, so the ball is just no holding the passes and they give.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, actually. It has been a rainy day here in Adelaide, and it's pretty slick out there. Here's Kyle Khan. She's pretty slick too, and she's undoubtedly going to get a free kick there for a tug on the shirt. And I'm wondering if there might be further punishment here from referee Brinkworth, or is he just going to give Mina Nishitani a bit of a talking to? Free kick, interesting position. In fact, it wasn't Nishitani. Looks like it was Frizzetto who grabbed a handful of
it was not
Khan's shirt. Now, will this be a direct hit by Carl Khan? Maybe a bit far, or you never know. Players on the far post. She goes for it. And once again, Matilda Comley acrobatically pushing it away for a corner.
And I think there, Inter needs to be very careful. They can't do those fouls. They can't create that for Comets, because that was a silly foul.
Yeah, and any closer than that to goal, and it could have been an even more dangerous situation for them. But they do have a corner, which Yuka Sasaki will deliver. Could this break the deadlock here? Played 26 minutes. Sasaki now. Well, it's a nice delivery. Comley punches. It's gone high in the air. She tries to flap at it again. And cleared in the end by Nishitani, and she's going to get a free. But, Comley probably just needed to be a little bit more... I don't know if she was a bit less confident in that situation, but I felt like she just flapped at that a little bit when she could have given it a bit of a stronger fist forward.
Yeah, it could have. I think that couldn't have, been the option. But at that moment, I don't think, it goes too quick.
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
All those players around you. But she's been absolutely tremendous for Inter this season. It has to continue being tremendous tonight. Here's Katsavas. But it's gone out for a corner, for a goal kick, I should say, with Coimsis just seeing the ball over the line.
Yeah, and again, I keep mentioning in the box, the ball, they're giving that ball too hard. And I think it's been 25 minutes where they should actually be able to just control that pass a little bit more.
Frizzetto brings the ball inside Hazelwood, but Yuka Sasaki was there. That'll be a throw for Adelaide Comets. Glynns. Hazelwood up the wing is probably where it's going to go. Hazelwood under pressure from Frizzetto. Sugihara. Nishitani. Chance to get the ball forward for Signoriello. It's going to run on too far though. And come to Chekovitz. Chekovitz now decides to Go long again. And Nishitani's under it for Inter. It's gone over her. Calder. Here's Khan for Comets. Scalzi got an important foot in there. And now it's going to be a throw in. Kizionis. Where's number 16? And is 16 years old. Made her debut in the WNPL last year, even before she turned 15. Nishitani's header. Now, a little bit of space here for Glynns. Hazelwood. There's players in the box if she can find the right ball. Hazelwood. Oh, it's come to Panagaris. Corner. Great bit of defending there by Chantel Ryder. She
Great
absolutely
defending.
put her body on the line.
Great defending, and that's, she's so good at tackling. She's so good at timing, because that can cause a penalty as well.
Absolutely. She couldn't have done that more precisely, Chantel Ryder. But Comets still do have a corner as we're getting towards the half-hour mark, which Khan is going to take. It's come into where Kuzionis is. It's come out to Katsabas. Trying to get around. But Sugihara's done really well there for Inter. We're going to need to be careful here, but that ball's got to Signoriello. Sugihara looking for options. They haven't committed huge numbers forward in these situations so far, Inter, but they might be now, because Signoriello now has the ball. Styles is in the middle if she can find the right ball, but Comets have managed to get it back to Chekovitz. Here's Kuzionis again. Nicola. Oh, and Frizzetto's touch just had enough on it. Comley comes out. It's good anticipation by the Inter keeper to read that situation. Now, can Dodd get onto this for Inter? Roxy Dodd taking on Pantelis. And that's going to be a free to Pantelis. Two very, very experienced players, Roxy Dodd and Savannah Pantelis. That's going to be a free to Adelaide Comets. I'm just wondering if I feel like Inter have been a little bit tentative when they're getting forward in just the amount of numbers they get into attack.
I think that's positive, but I still think they are not clear in what to do when they get the ball, especially wingers. They're trying to, use their speed, but really we see numbers, but we don't see combinations.
And it's almost like they're playing in a almost a 4-4-2 type formation at the moment. There's Nishitani trying to find her compatriot Sugihara. Saroulis takes over. Kuzionis to Nicola. Saroulis. Here's Khan again. Gets it back. Signoriello trying to block her way and does pretty well. Nicola also under pressure, but finds Saroulis. Pantelis. Good ball in board. Hazelwood, but once again, Mina Nishitani reading that well, but Hazelwood's got it back. Glynns has overlapped here for Comets. Styles for company. Glynns now puts it back to Sasaki. That was good, but Inter have the numbers here, and that's a good bit of play by Styles. And she's found Dodd. Dodd now, nice. Wants to get Sugihara going. Haruna Sugihara against Saroulis. Wins the throw. Those are the sort of attacks that Inter will be looking for, because they're going to be coming from defensive positions quite frequently this evening, you would think. Nikki Frizzetto with the throw. Sugihara's short. It's over Dodd as well. It's come back to Frizzetto. That's going to come through harmlessly to Izzy Chekovitz. Chance for everybody to reset. Chekovitz, bounce. It's going to find its way through to Calder. Sugihara. Nishitani might find its way to Cerulis for Comets. Khan. Kuzionis, they've worked it out well here. Kuzionis gets that ball on, but there's always going to be a bit too much on that one. You can see what she was trying to do, but I feel like the inter-defence were placed really well there, didn't really give any space.
No space, but again, I think it's the ball's too hard. Really difficult to get it. Probably with more finesse, they could, get those balls, and especially getting into the box. So.
Here's Sugihara again. Georgina Kohler takes over for Comets. Wants to sweep it out to the right-hand side, but once again, we've seen a lot of that this evening, just a little bit too much on those forward passes.
Again, I do think, obviously it's been raining, but they should have adapted. It's been 33 minutes, and when you see that, they have to put the ball probably not just in the air, on the grass.
Nishitani. Coimsis. Back in board. Now, chance to get the overlap with Styles there, and it's going to fall to her. It's off Glyn's. Sugihara. Styles has kept running forward. Now here's the overlap, but Kuzionis was in the way. Inter come forward again, but this time Pantelis is going to be able to clear, but she's only found Frazzetto. And for a moment I thought that deflection might find its way through to Sugihara, but it's back with Chekovitz in the Comets goal. Here's Kira Glyn's. That ball in board, battling there. Nishitani wins it off Yuka Sasaki. Dodd wants to get the ball through. Sugihara! Oh, it was a big chance. It was a big chance. And I just wonder, Kote, if she was better off going to the other side of the keeper.
I thought she was going to. I thought she was going to just give a hard pass, second far post. But obviously, being here and to talk about it's easier than being out there when you don't have much time. The defender was coming, so obviously she just tried to take that touch very quick.
And maybe she thought, I guess there's also a bit of a game going on with the keeper. We'll just pause that for a moment because Alcalda's won the header in that, doing what the keeper doesn't expect and going to the side that she doesn't think it's going to go. But in the end, it was off target, unfortunately, for Haruna Sugihara, who's been a real asset for Inter this season and has scored against Comets, got 2 goals in Inter's 4-2 win over Comets in round 6.
I do think when she comes to deep, the Inter loses her a little bit. I think she needs to stay a little bit higher.
Yeah, she has been quite deep on occasions. You're right in this first half, but it's a really good bit of play by Inter altogether. They haven't quite put those sort of moves forward, really sort of incisive moves forward much thus far. So it might just give them a little bit more of a little bit more confidence, I guess, that they can put together those moves more. But this is another one of the things that they like, a set piece. But for once, Nishitani's just a little bit shallower there, unless it's a planned move. It has found Dodd, It's in board. Sugihara. His white shirts lined up the other side of her. And now it could be trouble at the other end because it's Panagaris against Coimsis, but Coimsis has done well there. Gives her defenders a chance to get back. Now, Glyn's battling away there with Coimsis. It's come out to Nishitani. She finds Dodd. Dodd's ball was won by Nicola. Oh, that's a really clever slide there by Nishitani. It's got Signoriello going. Signoriello, Kuzionis has done pretty well there to track back and force Signoriello back. Nishitani again. Can that find its way to Dodd? Oh, and Chekovitz has had to kick it in the end because her touch brought the ball outside the penalty area. Here's Hazelwood. Styles chasing her. Hazelwood puts it up the wing. It's gone a little bit too far. Calder plays it calmly back to Comley. Oh, and that ball has been given away. Here's a huge chance for Panagaris. One-on-one with the keeper. Ryder was there, but it's back with Panagaris. The danger's not over. Ryder again. She's done some really important defending, but Inter really put themselves into trouble in that situation by not clearing the ball properly before that.
Yeah, they have to again look at those moments, and I think, obviously they don't mean to make the mistakes, but that can be really dangerous. That could have been the goal.
Absolutely. Here's the corner. It's very high. Kuzionis is under it, wins it. It's still in Comets' possession, but it's been cleared. Here's Dodd, but she loses out. Ball comes through to Hazelwood. Now, Dodd's got a chance because with Glynn's playing the ball forward, she moved out of position, but that was a heavyish touch. Cerulis won it. And now Hazelwood's got space at the other end. Suddenly there's a bit of end-to-end action. Hazelwood going the other way. Calder jockeyed that well, and then Ryder came over to cover.
Great cover again by Chantel Ryder. Great timing.
Yeah, and those two, I feel like they can read each other's mind when they're defending those situations together.
They know each other very well.
Still no score in the 40th minute of the 2023 WNPL and WSL Cup final. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Football SA through YouTube and Facebook. Signoriello, she's really got nothing ahead of her. So she's done well to hold on to the ball though, but the numbers told in the end. Nishitani wanting to get Sugihara going. It's going to fall to Dodd. She can get the ball to Sugihara, but didn't quite get the touch that she was trying to get. Here's Chekovitz. Comets keeper. It's really her second year in which she's been very much the first choice keeper in the WNPL. Here's Dodd. That's a clever ball over to try to find Sugihara, but Chekovitz was there.
Again, most of the balls that we have seen through and into the box, they've been in the air.
Yeah, they have. And the way the pitch is playing tonight is even less kind to that ball than it would be normally.
Yes, a little bit more difficult to control, and when it bounces especially.
And Nishitani loses out to Yuka Sasaki there, but Calder with a good clearance. Now, here's Pantelis. Yuka Sasaki. That's good play. Khan trying to find an angle. Still going. And that ball might have a bit too much on it for Katsabas. Oh, she kept it in. I think she has. Khan! Oh, it was a nice shot, just opening up her foot, but straight at Comley in the end. Comley. It's gone over Nicola, but Cerulis is there. Chekovitz. Dodd trying to put her under pressure, but just enough time for Chekovitz to get the ball out to Kuzionis.
And I think Inter is not pressing them compact as a group. I think, two players go on top and then they stop pressing. They're too far out, I think, and too deep.
Here's Katsabas, who seems to have swapped wings with Hazelwood. Katsabas back in board. Glynns has kept her run going. Still going. Styles just gets in her way. So it goes out to Yuka Sasaki. Nicola. Georgie Nicola! Oh, she can hit them from that distance. That one was just rising over the crossbar. Well, we're getting towards half-time, Cote, and what do you think the message is going to be from both coaches? I mean, what do you think they're going to say to these players about, how this half's unfolded and what they might need to change?
I think it needs to obviously first, to look at the passes, to be a little bit more delicate to that pass towards to the box, and I think also more movements in the middle. But credit to Inter as well. They've been great defending and blocking them, at timing as well and covering them. But again, I think, they should keep the ball a little bit more on the ground, keep playing 1-2 sometimes and break those line, because I think it's at the moment the ball goes in there, they don't keep it under control, and that's when they lose and turnovers produced.
Now the ball is on the attacking right for Salisbury Inter. We've just got 90 seconds to go. I don't feel like there's going to be much stoppage time at all. We've hardly had a stoppage in this half. So I think it's going to be 1 minute max. Now here's Coimsis, who is going to let the ball go out for a throw. In fact, it's coming back to Ryder, who's got a free kick. Now, this will probably be a delivery right onto about where the penalty spot is. Ryder, Calder's there. Calder! Up for a goal kick. And that may well be the last meaningful effort on goal in this half. We shall see. Will shortly be in the hands of referee Brinkworth as to how much extra is going to be added in this first half. Here's Nicola. It's come out to Styles for Inter. Calder. That's not a bad ball. Sugihara. Oh, just for a moment, I thought that was going to be in a spot where Sugihara might be able to bring it down, but here's Kizionis. That's not a badly weighted ball up the wing, where Hazelwood is now playing on the attacking right. Hazelwood smashes it across. Oh, and that's a really good win by Calder. Now, and Dodd just wasn't quite ready for that pass from Sugihara. Styles has come through well there and just hooks the ball away to safety. Khan receiving it from Glynns. Glynns moves up the wing on the overlap. Here's Panagaris back to Glynns. Hazelwood trying to get it back to Panagaris. Oh, and Comley just about got there in time. We've played nearly one extra minute here at the end of the first half of the 2023 WNPL and WSL Cup final. Salisbury Inter and Adelaide Comets still 0-0. Here's Minanishitani for Inter, trying to get the ball up the attacking left where Signoriello is, but it's gone out for a throw. We're now into the second minute of stoppage time. I've got to say I'm surprised that the half-time whistle hasn't gone already, but we go on. Throw in now. Hazelwood wins another one. But that is half-time of this cup final. A really fascinating first half. Not a huge amount of chances. And the ones that did present themselves were either well defended or not taken, which means that the current score is Salisbury Inter 0, Adelaide Comets 0, and hopefully we'll see a few of the stats from the first half soon, which, so as we said, we saw a couple of chances, a couple of openings, but really you see that there's been a lot of shots from Comets, but I only feel like there were maybe 3 or 4 of them that were really threatening, because they say shots on target 7. That will include a lot of those blocks, for example, by Chantel Ryder in the box, etc. 7 shots on target to 0, 4 corners to 1 for Comets, and only the 2 fouls in the game so far as well. But that paints a one-sided picture. I'm not sure if it was that one-sided. How do you see it?
Look, I was just thinking, is this going to be one of those games that you have a team attacking team and keep attacking and creating those options but can't score.
Yeah.
And then the other team create one chance and they score. Is that what we are going to see here? Because, it's looking like Comets, they have the chances. They have two at least. They shouldn't be in. And obviously, for any reason, the keepers credit to obviously Matilda, Chantel, and Nicole. Here's another one. I think that was too soft anyways, but they have created those, they and that's one of the 7 shots on target.
And it was coming from a position where Chrissy Panagaris was a little bit wide, getting a little bit wide for her to get a really difficult shot for Comley to handle. It was a injury to Sugihara, but she was okay. And then here's another forward move with Katsabis there, and that was the big triple save by Matilda Comley to deny Chrissy Panagaris.
I think that was one of the clears that Inter had.
Yeah.
Nicole Calder. And I would say the rest was all Comets. But again, if they don't finish their chances, it's going to get complicated.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's a couple more highlights from that first half. Carl Khan always trying to get herself into a position where she could play the final ball. That was the foul by Frazzetto, and the resulting free kick that Khan took herself, well saved by Comley. Not a bad hit, that one, and a very good save by Comley. There was another chance, but that was a great block by Chantel Ryder to deny Panagaris there. Really expert defending there. And was Dodd battling away there. Now, this was the big chance for Inter. Sugihara had a sight there.
And I think, when she comes higher, when she is the last in their defensive line, she can create more. She can run behind them because she has speed. But again, when she comes deep, they lose that. Inter loses her.
Yeah, I think you're right. And it'd be interesting to see if they make a move on how they're positioning Sugihara in the second half. There's a shot by Nicola, and there's that free kick that Ryder delivered for Calder, but headed just wide there.
Yeah,
it was just with a couple of minutes to go, and this was almost the last action of the first half in an attacking sense. Ball just not coming down there for Panagaris. Comley coming out to claim on that particular occasion. So just sights for both teams, mostly for Comets, but still 0-0. And really, as I said, fascinating. In a way, it's funny you mentioned that it could be the sort of game where they don't take their chances and Inter go up the other end. And I feel like Inter did that to Comets in the final series last year when Inter were really under strength and they threw Nicole Calder forward. They beat Comets 2-1. It was a bit of an upset, and you looked at the stats after the game and it was all Comets. So, they I'm sure the Comets players, a lot of them will remember that game and will definitely not want that to happen again. Well, we're going to go to a short ad break now, and when we come back, I hope you stay with us, whether you're watching this through YouTube or through Football SA's Facebook site. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Stay on it, and in a few minutes we'll bring you the second half of the 2023 WNPL and WSL Cup final.
Every jump, every petrol pump, member deal and welcome meal. Every gutsy save, friendly wave, every ray of light and movie night, every helping hand and every taking a stand. Every day, everything we do helps our members to save, enjoy and simply keep on moving on.
Electricity bills are stinging more than ever. So why not go sunny? Go Sunny Solar will get you set to get the most out of solar. With no outlay and their anytime payment plan, you can put what you're saving in electricity bills towards paying for your solar instead. Let Go Sunny Solar sort your rebates and planning, and let your new solar panels get busy as bees, saving you money. Take the sting out of bills and get in for summer. Visit gosunny.com.au.
Sure, this beer looks pretty good, but actually, it's what you can't see that makes this beer at Cooper's. Because every drop contains 160 years of passion, determination to keep a family recipe unchanged, and proud, fierce independence. And it's this stuff that will always make it forever original.
When you look at greatness, there is a lot you don't see. You don't see the path to greatness, where it starts, how far it can go, or what fuels each step. It's a thirst for more. A belief that no matter how great you are today, you can be even greater tomorrow. The greatest never settle.
How do you create light? It takes patience. It takes knowledge. It takes a deep understanding of how light behaves. How do you illuminate the sporting feats of champions? Feats that inspire us all. Feats that move nations. It takes people Scientists, engineers, and marketers. It takes materials that can withstand all elements. It takes machinery, cutting-edge machinery. It takes a sustainable approach using recyclable, reclaimable materials and offsetting emissions. It takes pressure to expose and eliminate weakness so that all that's left is strength. But more than anything, it takes belief. Belief in your product, belief in your team, belief in yourself and your ability to outpace and outlive the competition. It's that belief that creates light.
Just 800 metres up Bridge Road, the Bridgeway Hotel is the family-friendly location to visit after the match, with an extensive menu featuring dry-aged steaks, a dedicated wood-fired pizza oven and your favourite pub classics. Plus a massive beer garden with the biggest HD screen in any pub anywhere in the Southern Hemisphere. Proudly boasting one of Adelaide's premier live music venues with the greatest lineups. The Bridgeway Hotel is the premium destination for food, fun and entertainment.
Welcome back to ServiceFM Stadium for Football SA's broadcast of the 2023 WNPL and WSL Cup final. And the current score in this game is Salisbury Inter 0, Adelaide Comets 0. Interesting first half, Adelaide Comets with more of the attacking intent and a few more chances, but Salisbury Inter's defending was pretty good. Made sure that Chrissy Panagaris was unable to get free very easily. Obviously, one of Comets' main goal-scoring threats. Inter did have a big chance themselves through Haruna Sugihara, but that was hit wide. It looks like Inter is going to make a substitution at halftime. I can see that Angelique Vreugdenberg is on, and she is going to come on, I understand, for Nikki Scalzi. Yes, there is the board that's gone up. That's pretty much a straight swap. Angelique Vreugdenberg, a midfielder, coming on for Scalzi, and probably a slightly more defensively inclined midfielder. She's coming in to the side, and I wonder if that's going to be a way of rebalancing the Salisbury Inter midfield. Still in their huddle, and Adelaide Comets are ready to kick off. Angelique Vreugdenberg, who is more often than not in the starting 11. Very good sub to bring on for Inter. Of course, she's a former NTC player. It's been a really important part of this side, particularly in these last 2 years. And we are nearly ready for the second half to kick off. It's going to be Adelaide Comets with the kick-off. Chrissy Panagaris is over the ball. Comets are kicking to the left as you see it. That's the southern end here at ServiceFM Stadium. And they're trying to push forward straight away, but Kira Glynns has that ball taken off her by Jazz Styles. It's going to be a throw-in for Comets. Here's Katsabis. Under a bit of pressure from Frazzetto. She's got past her. Katsabis, can she get a ball through? Sort of missed everybody. And Sugihara just plays it calmly to Ryder. Here's Kawimsis. Straight into Kuzionis. Ciroulis. Under a bit of pressure. Pantelis. Glynns. Has a bit of space to try to find the right pass. Here's Khan. When you get the ball out to where Katsabis is, but there's a free kick that's being brought back for Comets. Bit too far out for a strike. Directly, you would think, but might see if they can tee someone like Kuzionis or Hazelwood or Panagaris up at the edge of the penalty area. Opportunity from a set piece. It's going to be Nicola to go over and take it. Plenty of numbers forward for Comets. We wait for referee Brinkworth to give us the whistle. And she's gone directly. Oh, and it's been spilled! And it's still, the danger's still not cleared. But Inter got their bodies in the way, and they're going to get a free kick now for that foul on Sugihara. And, well, Comley ball just bounced in front of her, and that can always be, particularly on a skiddy surface, that can always be difficult for a keeper.
I think, yeah, that's a very difficult ball, but again, Inter cannot keep giving free kicks because that's when the Comets come alive and they attack the way that they do. We know Carl and a couple players, they hit the ball really hard from distance.
Yeah, Carl was just trying to wriggle around with her back to goal in the penalty area, but there were blue and black shirts all around her. Now, here's Yuka Sasaki. And Comets bring the ball up the left-hand side through Katsabas. Glynns. Khan. Started this half with intent. Gets the ball inboard. It was the right idea, but it's a little bit difficult for Panagaris, who's in front of the near post, to just turn that around. Early incentive being taken, the early initiative, I should say, is being taken by Comets. Coimpsis, that ball's going to bounce over her for a throw-in, which Kizionis will take. Tries to get it up the wing where Hazelwood is. And good defending by Ryder. Goal kick. Two former teammates, of course. Won the 2021 treble together with Mina Nishitani, Nicole Calder, Matilda Comley, Cote Rojas. Got 2021 treble players for Inter on both sides and in the commentary position. Famous team.
You know, as a female player, you can do anything. Female athlete, actually.
Absolutely. Now, good pressure there by Sugihara, but Glynns has won it back. She's got Katsabas up the wing. That's where she wants to go, but didn't get that far. Now, Sugihara. Always got players around her. Nishitani wants to get the ball back to her. It should be covered by Nicola. Georgie Nicola, who has also played in this fixture before, was on the losing side for West Adelaide against Adelaide City in 2018. She's returned to Comets from West. She scored in the WNPL Finals series last year in Adelaide Comets' historic first win in the WNPL Finals. That was over NTC in the first week. They could be facing NTC at some point again in this finals, with Comets finishing top and NTC second. Of course, Inter have finished third. That's going to be a handball, free kick to Comets. Inter have finished third, so they may well be the three sides from which the grand finalists come. Of course, Adelaide City and West Adelaide also in the finals in 4th and 5th position will try to have something to say about that. Here's a free kick for Cerulis now. Khan, really deep for Comets at the moment. Yuka Sasaki. Trying to take on Nishitani. Hazelwood. Nicola. Showed a bit much of it. Signoriello was there. Pantelis. Nishitani just happy to smash that one forward and give the Inter players a chance to regroup. Still 0-0 here in the 2023 WNPL and WSL Cup final. Usually a fixture we see a few goals in. 3-1 last year to West. 3-1 the year before with Inter's win over Metro. And Adelaide City really put a lot of goals in this fixture in their 4 straight wins from 2017 to 2020. 3-2 in 2017, 6-1 in 2019. And now here's an opportunity for Hazelwood, but Calder's gotten it away. Yeah, also a 3-2 win in 2018 and 2-0 in 2020. Adelaide City, lots of goals in those finals. Of course, that was a team that frequently had players like Nano Sasaki, Chelsea Dorber, Dylan Holmes. Very good side. Now, here's Sugihara. Trying to get the ball back in Styles. That's been headed away. Khan just hooks it and has found Yuka Sasaki on her own. Khan. Kuzionis has taken off on the right-hand side. Kuzionis. Signoriello comes with her. Does well, but it's fallen back to Kuzionis. Wants to get the ball into Panagaris, but Ryder's alive to that. Sugihara plays it out to Styles. Styles wants to get Dodd going. Ciroulis just gets it to Chekovitz, who didn't take any chances. It looks like Styles is frequently pushing up behind the front two of Dodd and Sugihara. It's almost a bit of a diamond midfield from Salisbury Inter at the moment. Here's Calder. Wants to get it through to Dodd. Dodd! Oh, and Chekovitz has missed it. It's going to run wide of goal. Well, wasn't the most promising move for Inter, but almost Comets fluffed their lines there. Kuzionis, she tries to go long to Panagaris, but it's a bit difficult for that one for her to control. Comley. What does the goal do, Cote, to the shape of this game if one of these teams goes ahead? Because I feel like it's been played in the very similar way for the entire 54 minutes we've seen so far.
Yes, I think anyone right now, any team can create and score a goal, and that can change absolutely the whole game. But look, if Comets, again, they are possessing a little bit more in the middle. If they are able to score, they can, feel a little bit more confident and more relaxed, because the game is not over. But it's going to allow them to possess the ball a little bit probably more.
Sasaki has put it out wide to where Hazelwood is. Hazelwood's not been able to keep it in. It's a goal kick. Yeah, I do wonder, because Comets have had most of the possession, most of the attack. Gee, that was that situation there. As Kuzionis came across, maybe just distracted Chekovitz there from claiming that ball. But fortunately for Comets, it all worked out. Here's Signoriello, has a bit of space. Wants to get it through to Dodd. Dodd against Ciroulis. Ciroulis should cover this. Gets it back to Chekovitz. Dodd! Oh, and it's a goal kick, but Roxy Dodd nearly pounced.
And we can see now they're really trying to hit the ball behind the defenders.
They obviously feel like they've got a chance in just giving Dodd something to run onto in those situations. Kuzionis does well, but Khan's lost out to Nishitani. And that's a nice ball for Sugihara. Now, there are numbers in the box if Sugihara can get the ball in. But well defended by Ciroulis. Just looking at that back pass again, and really, that could so easily have rebounded off Roxy Dodd into the back of the net. Let off for Comets. And one thing I know about this interside Cote, they don't care how they score.
No,
if it's,
absolutely. When it comes to goal, it's a goal.
Exactly. Sugihara trying to find a spot in the penalty area. The ball's hit referee Brinkworth, so he's going to have to call it back for a drop ball. It will be a Comets ball because they were in possession when the ball hit the referee. I feel like if Inter score, the game will sort of continue a bit more in the fashion that it is now, maybe with Comets, trying to up the pressure. But if Comets score, Inter are really, I feel like they're going to have to change the way they're doing this, because it looks like they're really just trying to just wait for that opportunity to come their way.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, especially in the midfielder players. They are not compact at the moment, and you see dots alone on top when, they have to really make that shape and be organized to also not just to defense but to attack. They have to come compact.
Free kick to Signoriello. Well, it's going to be taken by Ryder, but was for a foul on Signoriello. Was in Metro's side in 2022. Actually played in the 2021 semi-final against Comets for Metro, which Metro won. And Calder gets in the way of Hazelwood's pass. Styles again wanting to chip the ball over for Dodd. It's fallen to Sugihara. There's a couple forward now for Inter. Comets are keeping a high line though, and it worked. Khan now trying to do the same thing, but that's got way too much on it.
I think that's when you use and make the run open, close to the line.
Long ball. Kuzionis beats Signoriello to the header. Khan. Playing it back with Kuzionis there. Yuka Sasaki. It's been a real battle in midfield in this game. Now Khan's got a bit of space, but didn't quite get it back to Sasaki. Now Dodd trying to put pressure on again. Once again, Ciroulis is facing a goal. It's fallen to Sugihara. Good play, Kuzionis coming back to cover. But Sugihara's won back possession. Danger's not over, but it is now. Ball's gone out for a throw-in.
I think this last, at least, almost 10 minutes has been Inter with the more dangerous chances.
Yeah, I think you're right. And even though the ball that they're using is a fairly standard ball forward, it's been pretty well weighted, some of those balls that have come through for Dodd to run onto. And if you get that right, every chance you can wrong foot the defence, but still 0-0. Sugihara. Ryder now. She can deliver from this area. Nishitani just wanted to touch it on. It's going to go out. Another goal kick.
I also think if the players take more shots, because the ball could be wet, it's going to bounce it with the keeper. So I think it's a good also another option and opportunity they could have.
And we saw that with the shot that bounced right in front of Comley and caused real difficulty in Inter's defensive penalty area. But they're on the ball now through Calder, who again wants to just lob that over for Roxy Dodd. It's with Khan now. Yuka Sasaki. Now Katsaba's just a little bit wider now to receive that ball, and that's come into Panagaris. Ooh, it was almost a very inventive flick.
Yeah, I think that pass was a little bit behind her. She was already running forward.
Ciroulis. Here's Yuka Sasaki. Signoriello. Through traffic. Styles. Breugdenberg. It's just a bit misdirected, but it's going to be another throw into Inter. And we continue wondering who will break the deadlock in the 2023 WNPL and WSL Cup final. Two players there against Sugihara, but it comes to Nishitani. Back to Sugihara. They're going to get a free kick here into good refereeing by Tom Brinkworth there, just waiting to see if there was going to be an advantage. Ryder to take. And again, just from a spot where she might be able to get the ball into the penalty area for Calder or Dodd or maybe Sugihara to get on the end of Ryder now, who has the armband in the second half. Low flat delivery, and it was a defensive header. Chekovits had to get there to prevent the corner. Chekovits' ball is, I'm wondering if she's just miscued that because it's gone straight out for a throw, which Frazzetto will take into the side tonight. And just wondering if was that a foul throw?
Yeah, I think the ball was wet.
Yep, it slipped out of her hands. Here's into coach Tony Scalzi, who knows how to cause an upset. 2020 championship that he guided Metro United to when they came from 4th spot in the finals and won every week to win a surprise championship. Now trying to affect the upset with Salisbury Inter. Styles is probably going to give away the free kick there. Not that it would be probably as big an upset as Metro United in 2020, but Comets definitely the favourite, having been the #1 side this year.
They've been great the whole year, and if they ended winning this game, they are gonna prove their consistency.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's all big games from now on. The cup on the line tonight, the championship on the line in the next 4 weeks. Calder. Comes to Yuka Sasaki. Nicola almost acting as an extra centre back for Comets. Calder again. Nishitani, Styles, Dodd. They've held on to but Dodd was anticipating that Styles would come down the wing. Styles wanted the ball played back to her. Throw in. Styles again gets another foot in. Nishitani. Now, can Panagaris get away here? She's got Katsabis in the middle. She takes on Ryder. Panagaris wanting to pull the trigger. Gets the ball over. Oh, and put out for a corner. Opportunity from a set piece now. They've had a few corners, Adelaide Comets. Caused some difficulties, but haven't turned one of them into a real opportunity yet. Can they change that now? Yuka Sasaki and Khan, both at the corner, but I think Sasaki will deliver it with her left foot, and does. Panagaris found some space. Panagaris! Well, just for a moment, the Salisbury Inter defence was napping there. Doesn't happen very often. And Chrissy Panagaris nearly cashed in.
What a ball control there.
Yeah.
With pressure, it's not easy. She just missed by a couple centimetres probably.
Yeah, and Comley was going the wrong way there. There's another chance for Panagaris, but good defending from Calder. Signoriello, Nishitani. Styles has gotten through. She's found Sugihara, or has she? Pantelis comes across and brings it back to Chekovits. Pantelis. Khan. It's done well, but in the end, the numbers were with Inter. It's gone out for a throw. And still we wait to see if somebody can break the deadlock. Has to be one tonight. Extra time and penalties if we're level at full time and level again at extra time. But here's Khan and Sasaki seeing what they can do about that. Try to build an attack. Kaziona sweeps forward. That's good play there by Kouimsis. Ryder now gets it out to Sugihara. Lovely bit of skill, but just too much on the spin. Out for a throw, which Kazionis takes, but Kouimsis is there again. And Vreugdenberg has got it back to Sugihara. Vreugdenberg. Now, onside here is Signoriello, but Chekovits is going to get there. And has done pretty well to actually keep the ball in. Yuka Sasaki, that's going to be a free kick. Foul by Coimpsis, who's going to get a talking to. No card for that one, but probably being told that another one like that, and you're going into the book. Rules to take from right on the halfway line. Looks like she'll want to go long, but might be just a little bit too far out to get the ball into someone into the penalty area, but she's gone short to where Katsabas is. Katsabas trying to get around Coimpsis. Coimpsis does well. It's been a great battle between those two. Both young players, both players with history at their respective clubs. Here's Panagaris. Tries to hook the ball over. Calder gets it away. Sugihara. Kuzionis has come back. Chekovic has plenty of time. Might give it back to Kuzionis. Sugihara comes to cover her and puts it out for a throw, and the flow of this game continues in a way that has meant that really good chances have been at a premium. Now it's going to be a free kick to Panagaris there, which Yuka Sasaki will probably come up to take. And there's also going to be a change. And Comets coach Tom Monsignor has decided that it's time for the cheat code. Nano Sasaki, 4 out of 4 cup final wins. And she's going to come on for Joanna Katsabas. And now we just wait to see how that changes the lineup. I suspect Sasaki's going to go to centre back and Pantelis might go wide. Here's the free kick. It's going to fall out Inter's way, but coming through there's Hazelwood. Signoriello to challenge her. Still an opportunity now. Khan! Oh, another brilliant save by Matilda Comley. That was a good hit.
Again, how hitting the ball, outside of the box, and what an amazing shot. And what a save also from Matilda. That was going in.
She's done really well there. Yuka Sasaki now receiving the short corner, turns beautifully. Yuka Sasaki now. Can she make the angle for the shot? Cleared by Nishitani. Dodd, she takes control of the ball. And Sugihara is bursting forward if she can find the right ball to her. Here is Sugihara. Dodd needs to get back into the box to support her. Sugihara now holds it up. Takes on Glynns, puts it in. Doesn't quite get to Dodd. Oh, and that's hit Nishitani. Sugihara is still there. It comes out to Vreugdenberg, but Khan should win that. But the danger's still not over. Frizzetto. It should be taken by Chekovic. Wow. What an exciting attacking bit of play there by Inter. Really nearly made that happen between Sugihara and Dodd. And they almost got fortunate. Unfortunate for Mina Nishitani, but it almost made a chance for them. And
when they create those passes on the grass, on the ground, behind the defenders, and they make those runs, I think it's when Inter creates those dangerous play.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Sasaki's in a bit of bother, but I think she's going to be okay. Sorry, it's Mina Nishitani, sorry. Just walking her way back to her position. It's going to be Chekovic's ball. We are into the last 20 minutes here of the 90. Salisbury Inter 0, Adelaide Comets 0. There have been some moments, that's for sure. Chekovic long. Khan is under it. So is Sugihara. Trying to get onto the ball there is Emily Hazelwood, but Ryder's come through. Puts it up the wing. Maybe a bit far for Signoriello. So here's Cerulis for Comets. Sasaki offers short, but it's ended up back with Chantel Ryder, but that's gone straight to Sasaki. Yuka Sasaki. Trying to turn there was Panagaris. Calder brought it away to Styles, but it's gone straight into Glynns. Here's Nicola. On the overlap now is Glynns. That's going to be a goal kick.
I think Comet is now with a line of 3 on the back.
Yep, that's a good call. They have only got 3 at the back, Comets, and it looks like they are playing Sasaki in front of the defence. She's been playing a lot at centre-back this year. But
I think Moore has a number 6 probably.
Yeah, you're right. She looks like she's dropping into 6 at the moment.
I think I like more. Nano has a number 6, to be honest.
She can just make things happen, and I feel like they've probably figured that from midfield she's more likely to create, and
she's
where
a number
she's sitting
6,
at the moment.
I think. She is a number 6. She's just playing, defensive role with the Comets sometimes.
Well, that ball's run past a couple of players, but Vreugdenberg got the touch to Ryder. Now, Signoriello. Khan coming over to put the ball out, take it off her feet. Coimsis. Signoriello, again under pressure from 2 players. She'll win the free kick on that occasion. Both Hazelwood and Khan challenging her there. Nishitani now. Once again, both centre-backs have gone forward for this. In fact, into putting big numbers forward for this one, they've only really left a couple of players at the back. Nishitani's delivery to Calder. It's going to be Georgie Nicola's, and she's got a bit of time to turn and find the right ball, which is to Yuka Sasaki. Trying to make a move up the left-hand side with Glynns. Glynns inboard to Khan. Panagaris. Panagaris! Hits the bar. But the offside flag had gone up. Wouldn't have counted. But
again, great run. Unfortunately, she was offside, and great shot as well.
Yeah, just feel like hasn't gone her way so far, and I know I've mentioned that game before, that these 2 teams played in the finals last year when it was really mostly Comets with the initiative and into 1-2-1, and on that occasion Chrissy it's just not her night. She got a goal late, a really, really good goal too, but they were 2-0 down at that stage. You just know, well, now is this ball going to make it to Nicola? It won't. You just know that even if she hasn't had the best night, she can win the game.
Exactly, and that happens. Sometimes you don't get your touch right, or you miss the shot on target. But at any time, I would say you can get that ball and get behind the defenders, and why not score a goal and the winning goal.
It's going to be a throw-in for Inter. Coimsis is moving up to where the ball left play. Sugihara, but Khan's gotten in the road. And this time it will be a throw to Kuzionis for Comets. We're getting towards the 90. We're into the last 15 minutes, plus whatever time is added for stoppages, and if there are no goals in that time, we're going to be doing 30 minutes extra. match has resembled, in many ways, I think last year's grand final between West Adelaide and Adelaide City. I'll just pause that thought for a moment because here's Roxy Dodd. Roxy Dodd, can she get onto it? Chekovitz was there. And Yuka Sasaki tries to play the ball to Khan. Sorry, to Nano Sasaki. Now, it's come through. Here's an opportunity for Hazelwood. Normally gobbles those up, I would have thought. Oh, she's just hooked it wide.
Look, those are the chances that after the game, if it doesn't go the way you want, obviously you look back and say, well, I had a chance, and then she was unlucky. It was a good placing that ball to the opposite side.
They're going to rule a couple of these chances if there's a goal at the other end. Adelaide Comets. Here's Coimpsis, can only put it out for a throw. Up comes Kuzionis. Just tension. The longer it drags on at 0-0 and the more tense you think it's going to get as we get closer to the 90. Just trying to cross it in there was Kuzionis. It was difficult, ball was always high. That's gone out. Goal kick taken. Ryder. Again wanting to go long, but was intercepted. But now it's back with Signoriello. Trying to find Roxy Dodd. Who's putting Kuzionis under pressure, but Kuzionis gets it back to Nicola. Here's Nana. Kuzionis. Signoriello giving chase. Ball into the area. It's been headed away. It falls to Hazelwood. Hazelwood. Styles came back to get in the road. Yuka Sasaki. Goal kick again. And in fact, we're going to have another change. And this is going to be Salisbury Inter. Look like they're bringing off Isabella Coimpsis. And coming on is Carla Madonna. Coimpsis shift comes to an end.
Substitution for Salisbury Inter. Coming off number 5, Isabella Coimpsis.
And
She will be replaced by number 31, Carla Madonna.
at this stage, Madonna goes to the same position to fullback. We recommence. Khan. Calder gets in the way. Glynns. Still, Comets in attack. And Sasaki's ball is a good one for Nicola. And that ball hits Hazelwood. It's not cleared yet. Maybe now. Still, it just comes off Nicola, but this time Frizzetto should be able to get away. No, straight to Kuzionis. Kuzionis goes past 2, but out for a throw. Well, it is getting closer and closer to full time. And getting into the territory where any goal that's scored might just be the winner. Header from Kuzionis inboard. Calder comes to it. Now Sugihara and Glynns. Glynns is there. Hits it to safety. Carla Madonna, who won the Reserves Championship with Metro United last year. One of several players, of course, that have come to Inter from Metro United. Along with the coach, Tony Scalzi, former Metro coach, of course. Calder again. Pantelis is there. Back heel from Khan. Once again, Calder read it. And now she's got both Sugihara and Dodd forward. It's going to fall to Nano Sasaki. A good player to have it for Comets. What can they build up their left-hand side? And it's going to be a free kick. Another chance possibly for a set piece. Kira Glynns will leave it for Nano. Always a fantastic delivery from Nano Sasaki. Here it goes. It's where Calder is though, and she's able to get the header away. Madonna has won the goal kick for Inter. What do you reckon, Cote? Will we see a dramatic winner, or are we going to extra time?
It's hard to say. It's really hard to say, but we still have 8 minutes, so anything can happen. Again, Comet is looking good for them when they getting into the box, but not very clear. Just to that touch and to finalize the play.
Nano Sasaki. Well done, Signoriello. Dodd was right on the halfway line there and just having to hold her run so that she didn't stray offside. And the result is the ball's back with Comets. Frizzetto. Styles heads on. Khan's ball forward. Hazelwood now. Takes on Madonna. Hazelwood gets the ball in. And not quite how Calder intended it, but it got to Nishitani under a bit of pressure. Calder goes longer. Now, Sugihara is onside here. No, she's not. The flag went up. Free kick to Comets. Just for a moment, I thought she might have just timed that run. Referee, assistant referee with the flag up there is Indiana Van Diesen. Now, Glynns. It's going to be cleared again. Or is it? Khan. Worked so hard tonight. Getting into a position where she might try to find a cross, but that short ball's going to be cleared by Calder. Sugihara heads on for Dodd. She gets it back to Sugihara and no advantage, so the free kick comes back to where Dodd was fouled. Time marches on. Close to 5 minutes remaining before stoppage time. Is there going to be a dramatic moment in these last few minutes? Or are we doing overtime?
Here's one Inter, Nicole Calder go high, but if then they don't finish this play, is when Comets attack and counter-attack. This is dangerous.
And this might be exactly what you described, Cote. Khan. You see now that Panagaris has some space, but Frizzetto's giving chase to her. Panagaris. Ball in, and it's gone out for a goal kick. Once again, unable to create that opportunity that could break the deadlock. Comley now. Might go short. And well, it's almost given Hazelwood a bit of a sight here, and she's taken possession. Hazelwood. Nicole has come into the middle. It's just gone behind her though. And in fact, if anything, it's helped Inter on their way forward. Good play there by Signoriello, but didn't quite find Sugihara. Glynns. Nano Sasaki. Pantelis. It's only found Calder though. Sugihara, Nishitani. Wants to get Dodd going. Dodd now one-on-one. Offside. It was a very tight call, but Oxydod was just offside there. the other side of Kizionis. Roxy Dodd, who opened the scoring for Metro United in the 2016 WNPL Grand Final, which Metro went on to win after many years for Metro. It's joined Salisbury Inter. Now, coming through with the clearance there was Calder. Nearly finds Dodd. Under pressure from Sasaki. Sasaki's done really well there. That's Nano Sasaki. And that's a good ball for Panagaris, but just ran on a bit much. And it's with Comley again.
I just feel if Krisa go a little bit harder there, she can create a penalty opportunity and try, to get in front of the defenders.
Yeah. Thrown to Kizionis. Is Nicola. Frazzetto hooks it away, but only as far as Nano Sasaki. Khan. Away by Ryder. Again, Dodd wants to flick on to Sugihara. Sugihara. Calder. Wanting Dodd again. Dodd flicks on. Signoriello won't be able to get there ahead of Kizionis. Kizionis now. Just waits for some help to come. It goes back to Cekovic, and that's the thing. Comets really just interplaying those two forward. If one of them goes out, then there's not always a lot left in the box. Now that's a good ball by Styles for Dodd. Roxy Dodd. Styles! Goal kick. Good move by Inter. And that would surely have settled things, but Styles shot
very
just
close
to the left of the post. Now, it's going to be an Inter throw, which Madonna will give to Styles. Calder. Dodd.
It's a good moment for Inter. I think they're pushing a little bit higher, so they are not just pressing but attacking with more numbers.
Frogdenberg wins that well, and she's going to win the throw. And a few players not sure about that call. I thought also that it had come off Roigdenberg last, but it's an Inter throw. Ryder. She'll pop it up to where Sugihara and Dodd are. Sugihara heads on. Might get it back. Styles can't come through. Well done there, Glynns. Glynns pushes up the left side. Her ball's only found Calder. Signoriello wants it. Kizionis is there. Throw in. We are about to get into injury time, of which we're told there will be 3 minutes. Sugihara trying to put Saroulis under pressure and does. Sugihara, now Kizionis comes back to help out, does well. That should be won by Calder though, who's read those balls really well tonight. Khan. Yuka Sasaki. Well, that's only gone as far as Madonna, who sends it right back to the Comets keeper, Izzy Cekovic. We've played 30 seconds of the extra 3 minutes of the 2023 WNPL and WSL Cup final. Salisbury Inter 0, Adelaide Comets 0. Adelaide Comets trying to get forward here with Signoriello, but that touch has found Cekovic. She'll go long. That's well brought down by Khan. Great bit of play. Sasaki, Panagaris and Nicola are there and both onside. Well done again by Calder. Any goal now is surely a golden one. It's Comets with Nicola. She leaves it for Kizionis. Coming through was Ryder. Another throw. Kuzionis goes short to Nicola, who wants to try to make the cross. It's yet another throw. And it's come out to Nishitani. She clears again. Now we've played 2 minutes of the 3. Extra time beckons. Unless someone can find the back of the net in these 60 seconds. Nicola heads on. Ryder is there. Under pressure. Ball's coming out to Khan. Khan gets it in. Calder steers it to safety. Now, coming through here is Khan. There was just one opponent too many. Kuzionis keeps it in. Kuzionis takes on Frazzetto. Gets the ball in. It's cleared, but only as far as Yuka Sasaki. She gets the ball down. Madonna clears. Here comes Ciroulis. We're 10 seconds away, unless there's a little bit extra. This is surely the last chance in normal time, but once again it's out for a throw. And referee Brinkworth says that's the end of normal time. It's been a fascinating match. There's been nervy moments. There have been chances, there have been half chances, but neither of these sides have been able to score. And we're going to go the extra 30 minutes. It's currently Salisbury into 0, Adelaide Comets 0, and Cote Rojas, well, it's been that sort of game. I think we're not awfully probably that surprised that it's gone to extra time. But what happens now? I mean, you come to extra time, you don't really plan a lot for 120 minutes in the season. I mean, you know when you get to these matches that you might play 120. But most matches you play during the season, you're going to play 90. If it's a draw, you go home. How do you approach this now? Are there physical concerns, are tactical concerns? What do you think is happening when these teams are discussing in their huddles at the moment?
Obviously, you play 90 minutes the whole season, but you have to be prepared for this situation, especially if it's a final cup. Then you could potentially go for extra 3 minutes, and I think these teams now they may not have the legs, or if it's any case they will encourage themselves, and it's come to their heart. Who wants it more? This is who's gonna win this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And we just saw those stats there. 18 shots by Comets, 2 by Salisbury Inter, and Salisbury Inter don't have one on target, but when you think about a couple of those chances Inter had, like that last one in the last few minutes to Jazz Styles, that could have really settled the game.
Yeah, and it's again, Inter have probably only few, but they could have been in, and probably they could have been. This game could have turned to Inter side. Again, you see the players they getting some massage, stretching there. Obviously, they will be tired. But again, it's going to come to the mindset and the situation. If you really want this, you're going to push to the next year.
Absolutely. And as we wait for extra time to start, the DJ has made an outstanding choice with Ruby by Kaiser Chiefs. Should be standard at every game, I would have thought. Nicole Calder comes back for the second toss of the match to decide who will kick off and what ends they will kick to in this first half of extra time. Of course, if we go to penalties, then we'll have a third toss, which will decide who's kicking first in the shootout. I have a feeling that Ali Lattis is coming on for Comets. She's standing poised at the edge of the pitch on the halfway line. And who will she be coming on for? I think she's coming on for Savannah Pantelis. And I mentioned that Nano Sasaki is a cheat code in this cup final. And Ali, when you get the replay of this game, please don't hate me for what I'm about to say, but Ali Lattis has been on the losing side a lot of times in this fixture. several times with Adelaide City during their 4 straight losses in the cup final between 2013 and 2016. And then a couple of years after that, she was on the losing side with West Adelaide against Adelaide City. So she'll be particularly desperate to win the cup final tonight.
She will be hungry for sure, and she's an excellent player, you know, coming from the AFL, I mean, footy, you know, coming back. I think she has done really well, and I think she could be the game changer.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming back into the WNPL mid-season. And if she's coming on for Pantelis, then I think there's going to be another reshuffle, because you would expect Ali Lattis to go forward, not be in one of the defensive 3 positions that Comets have been deploying in this last half of the game. Referee Brinkworth whistles. It looks like Comets will be kicking to the left, to the right as you see it, and again, that's to the northern end. I'll get it right. said right then left, said northern then southern. No, it's kickoff for Inter. And they're definitely going to the southern or city end here. To the left as you see it. We've got another 30 minutes coming up to see if somebody can break the deadlock, or else we're going to the penalty spot. Early throw in for Comets. Coming through there was Mina Nishitani. Here's Kalkan. Oh, and it's fallen to Sugihara. Sugihara's got 3 white shirts around her. Here's Hazelwood. Holds on well there, but in the end gives it away to Vroegdenberg. Cleared by Nicola. There's going to be some tired players out there. It's been a tiring sort of game because they've worked so hard in midfield. Lots of balls over the top, which both forwards and defenders alike have had to chase. And it could be a case of who's got the legs to run the game out even? Or will it come down to an error? We shall see. Panagaris is on her own here, but the inter-defence has dropped right off. Wants to get it across to the opposite side where Hazelwood was, but intercepted by Styles.
She's dropping really deep, isn't she?
Yeah, you're right. Sugihara wants to get the ball through to Dodd. Nano Sasaki, who may have gone to the back 3 with Pantelis going off and Lattis going forward. But Ali Lattis can score goals. That's undoubtedly why she's been brought on for this extra 30 minutes. And goal kick now. Is this going to be also, as well as obviously being the final of the Cup tonight, with all that on the line, deciding whether Salisbury Inter get the trophy back after 2 years or whether Adelaide Comets continue on their way to a treble? Is this also going to be a bit of a preview of what the finals could be like? Tight, tense games. Panagaris under pressure. It's gone over Lattis, so Frizzetto's just able to stab the ball up the line, but it's going to be a throw-in to be taken by Kizionis. Back to Lattis. Keeps it in, but there's only interplayers there. And that ball from Signoriello is a bit too long. So Cerulis can turn. Kizionis. Yuka Sasaki, touch. Only finds Mina Nishitani. Calder. Deflected on the way. Nishitani. Here's Nano Sasaki. Khan. Nano's definitely gone to centre back. Yuka Sasaki. Panagaris holds on, but Styles read that. Calder. For Styles. Ryder gets it away. Now, Comets just trying to open it up here where Hazelwood is. She gets Glyn's on the overlap. Once again, Calder's in the right spot. Oh, but she's given it away to Sasaki. That might come to Panagaris. Oh, Comley came out well, but the danger's not cleared yet. Here's Georgina Kohler, might line one up from distance. It's gone wide. Another goal kick. And gee, Comley took a bit of a risk there, but she timed the slide perfectly. Goal kick. Gets to Sugihara, who wants to flick it on for Dodd, but Sasaki and Glyn's can work it out between themselves and get the ball going in the other direction. Calder, huge clearance. Both of these sides just currently just trying to give their forwards something to run onto. Ryder sends it out for a throw. Chantal Ryder, hugely experienced player, as there are a few out on the pitch today. One season with Adelaide United. Also has played in this fixture, has won and lost this fixture, Chantal Ryder. Lost it with Adelaide Uni to Adelaide City in 2017, won it with Salisbury Inter in 2021. And now she can come up for this Minanishitani corner. Inter have put everybody into the penalty area other than two players, Madonna and Frazzetto, covering for anything that might come out. Nishitani goes to where Calder is. Calder gets there, but they're going to be able to clear Comets. Here's Vreugdenberg. Madonna. Lattice gets in the way. Another throw in. Frazzetto to take. Nishitani offers. She'll win the header there, but it's been stabbed away. Here comes Calder. Just gets a foot on it. Madonna. Sugihara wants it. That's where it goes, but intercepted now. That's given Panagaris something to run onto. And she's in a full race here with Chantal Ryder. Panagaris saved again by Comley, who's having an outstanding game. And really, oh, but it's gone straight to Lattice. Headed away by Calder. Well, I wonder, Cote, if this goes to penalties, some of the Comets players might be wondering if they're going to get the ball past Matilda Comley tonight.
Exactly, and I think, she had a great game so far, and stopping those goals one-on-one, which are really difficult, But, yeah, credit to her.
Panagaris has turned. Cleared away. Is Chrissy Panagaris going to spring to life? Not that she hasn't played a good game, but just has had a couple more threatening moments in these last couple of minutes. Yuka Sasaki. Playing it down the wing. That's going to be another throw in. We've played 8 minutes of the first period of extra time. Still 0-0. But let's have a look at that chance again. Panagaris, that's a good save. My goodness. Here's Glyn's for Comets. She gets the ball in. Calder again. Sugihara Gets it on to Dodd. Are the runners going to come for her? Dodd. Nano Sasaki's come back really, really well to win that ball and get it out to Lattice. Lattice now with Frizzetto. Inboard for Kuzionis. She's been tracked as well. Throw in. So on Comets attacking right. Kuzionis with the throw. It's going to go to Lattice. And is that going to be a corner? No, it's going to stay in. Ryder can just clear the ball further up the line and might actually stay in. Cerulis. Kuzionis. And went out. So that's an into throw. Frizzetto to take. Such a tense game, this one. These teams, they're not just good teams, but they're strong, battling teams. Big mentalities. Nishitani wants to get Dodd going now. Dodd against Cerulis. Dodd has it. Takes it past. Sugihara's in the middle, but Cerulis got the block in. Will we see something different? Some move that we haven't yet seen that might just create the chance for Inter. They've been few and far between for Inter, but only takes one. If they're good enough. They're just trying to get the ball in. Sugihara. Sugihara turns. Nishitani! Straight to Chekovitz, but it was on target. Hazelwood just went behind Glynns there. Not a bad effort by Nishitani. Got a decent amount on it, but didn't really test Chekovitz too much in the end. Yuka Sasaki does well to get that ball through to Khan. Khan now. Oh, that's an excellent covering tackle. And once again, the ball's hit the referees. A couple of people in the crowd are a bit grumpy about it, but there's really nothing you could do about that because of the way the ball came off Signoriello there. So we're going to see another drop ball. Panagaris just helps Khan up. Just wondering how much of that is fatigue. Couldn't blame any of these players, particularly Carl Khan, who's worked so hard tonight. Calder slips on that occasion, but we'll get the free kick. Crowd just starting to get involved in this game a little bit more.
I think she landed with her head.
Yeah. Nishitani. Again, there's nothing that we're not used to here in what Inter's going to try to do, but they do it so well, so often. This sort of ball into their central defenders. Oh, and it was on target, but straight to Chekovitz again. Here's Yuka Sasaki. Nicola's lost out. Nishitani! Never really quite got hold of that one, sort of sliced it a little bit. We've just got 2 minutes to go in the first half of extra time. Might be an extra minute or so. Been a couple of stoppages. We shall see. Yuka Sasaki. Here's Ali Lattis, and she's got a bit of space here and some time maybe to pick out the cross. Ryder comes across though. Gets in the way. Throw for Comets. Deep on their attacking right. Kizionis. Yuka Sasaki makes a move. Touches it inboard. Cleared again. Here's Nano Sasaki. That's a good ball for Khan. Gets it back. Still Khan. Frizzetto puts it out. 1 minute plus stoppages remaining in this first half of extra time. Kizionis again. And that touch inboard might be cleared. No. Nishitani gets it away in the end. Here's Dodd. Trying to find Styles. Styles wants to put it over for Sugihara. Nishitani. Oh, and she was waiting for Styles to make the move, but Styles wanted it played back to her. So it's turned over. Hazelwood. Comes inboard. Faces Vreugdenberg. Nano Sasaki. Glynns again. Nano buys herself a little bit of time and space. Tries to get Yuka going, but that's been cleared. And that's going to be a free kick and a yellow card to Yuka Sasaki. It's sliding in there. It's going to be just 1 minute of stoppage time at the end of this first half. Calder will undoubtedly get this up the field as far as she can. Last play probably of this first half of extra time. Calder now tries to find Nishitani. Gets a touch. Dodd. Now Styles has got space. Styles puts it inboard. Header from Sugihara. And that is half time of extra time. Only 15 minutes remain, and the score is still Salisbury into 0. Adelaide Comets 0. Cote Rojas. What can we say about this game now?
It feels like it's never going to end, right? They both had great opportunities, great chances, one-on-one against the keeper. Again, it's one of those games, you know, it's not happening. And I think, look, it could go to penalty, yes, but we know any team making a mistake can cost the game as well. We have 50 minutes more, and I think, look, I really would love to see them to be more aggressive when they're attacking. And obviously, you know, I know they tire. You can see those players, you know, getting some massages and things. But again, it's who's going to want this game more, or are they going to settle for the penalties? Yeah,
and I'm wondering about that because wonder what strategies these teams have got for penalties. Have they thought about who their takers are? Have they been practicing, etc.? You know, we talk about professional players, you know, taking penalties, and they've usually got all their plans and all that. But a lot of these guys only get to train maybe 2 or 3 times a week, might not have had as much of a chance to, you know, to look at this situation and how they're going to deal with it.
I think you still practice them. I think, you know, at training, especially if you're going into finals or playing the final cup, how they are now playing tonight, I think you do practice penalties in case you do have a plan. Not much, but you have to be ready, and every single player should be able to take that penalty.
Now, Michaela Lebrandi has come on for these last 15 minutes for Salisbury Inter in place of Nikki Frizzetto. And you have to wonder if that's a designated penalty taker, perhaps. Is this what the coaches are starting to think about? Well, she's obviously a very popular player, Michaela Lebrandi. Huge cheer as her name was announced. Here we go. The last 15. Still, Salisbury into 0. Adelaide Comets 0. Kuzionis. Lattice. Kuzionis has worked hard to get the return ball. Brings it inboard. Nishitani. Ryder clears. As far as Dodd. Can she keep it in? Not quite. This has been a real battle of attrition. Cup final that's been where every tackle, every pass, it's been so really fiercely contested. And we're going the distance and maybe then some. Here's Sugihara. Madonna, there's really nothing ahead of her. Calder. Now Sugihara's moved to the wing. Can't quite hold on there. Ryder. Signoriello. Just feel like some tired mistakes are starting to happen for a lot of these players.
Yeah, and I think it comes, with the fatigue and they getting tired. And that's going to be so important for the next 15 minutes, because if they are not able to control the ball and actually to start possessing and keep it a little bit longer, it's going to be a game where turns with so many turnovers.
It even affects commentators. I only brought 90 minutes of water. Out for a throw now.
Early dinner for me.
Yuka Sasaki plays it back to Kuzionis, who puts it inboard. Sugihara gets there first. That touch there by Labrandi has been turned over. But again, called it. And
offside.
There was an offside there, so free kick for Salisbury Inter.
And I have to mention Nick Calder has been really good, marking and actually it's been a battle with Chrisa and I think, both are doing really well, but Calder again, really, really good cleaning those balls.
Yeah, no, she's in contention for player of the game, Nicole Calder. There's been a lot of massive efforts tonight by both these sets of players, though. And there's one of them, Yuka Sasaki, but that ball's going to beat her out. That's going to be a throw-in for Carla Madonna. Now, you were with a couple of these Inter players and a couple of these Comets players when they were at Inter a couple of years ago when you were playing finals and there was a possibility of penalties. Can you think through who some of the likely takers might be?
Look, I think Nicole Calder, Chantel, I will say Mina.
Yeah. What about Hazelwood and Khan for Comets? Yeah.
For Comets, I think Emily, unless she practices, but I think she's really she takes good shots when she's calm. I think she can be really good at it. Why not? She can be an option for Comets. But they have great, penalty takers at Comets, I think. And I have seen Nano, I have seen a couple Krisa, Yuka, a couple of them. They already, taking penalties. So it's going to come again with the pressure that they have at the moment. If the game goes to penalty, it's going to come with that. How much pressure are they putting on themselves?
Signoriello, who's under pressure now. Battle there with Kuzionis. Now, there's going to be a yellow card given to someone in the coaching box. Couldn't pick up who that was, but referee Brinkworth was very quickly over to book someone who's on the sidelines. Dodd. Voigdenberg's header. Good play by Khan, but Voigdenberg keeps her under pressure. Kuzionis. Yuka Sasaki. Lattice. Nishitani should clear that, but Lattice has come through again to take possession, but no, it's gone out. 10 minutes remain of the 2023 WNPL and WSL Cup final. Hope you've enjoyed Football SA's broadcast through Facebook and YouTube of this absolutely tight, tough and tense encounter.
So do you think the two teams are settled for penalties? Are they looking like, okay, you know what, we are going to be very, very disciplined in the defensive line, and then we see what happens? Because I don't see really, the aggressive attacking side of any of those.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I guess that's whether you're taking, how much risk you want to take in these situations, and risk losing to win. And I don't know. I feel like both of these sides would fancy that they've got a lot of good players, good experienced players that can take penalties. So maybe now, of course, only one of them can win, but maybe there's some confidence in both sides if we get to that situation, because certainly don't have anybody really pushing hard forward, as you say, Cote. It's hard to see.
And look, I think, the same, I think I was just thinking the same. They're very confident, both goalkeeper, quality players, but it's risky. Penalty is always something risky. So I would say they could keep pushing, and keep going forward and trying to find the opportunity and the gap to, again, one-on-one against the keeper, you win the game.
Yeah. Throw in, and there's a couple of players taking the chances to stretch. Sophia Kuzionis is stretching, and she's actually not gotten up while the ball's in play. She might be having some real difficulty in her muscles, and while that's all happening, the game's going on. Ball's back to Chekovitz. Here's Cerula. So they're going to put the ball out, Comets, or are they going to keep going? Have they noticed even that Kuzionis is down on the other side of the field? They play on. Khan. Still going. Hazelwood has a bit of space. Can she find the right ball? Emily Hazelwood. Still going. Hazelwood! It's a goal! Emily Hazelwood has scored an absolute beauty for Adelaide Comets, and that might be the goal that decides the Cup final of 2023.
What a great goal, and good on her. She was pushing really hard. She lost the first, she won it back, and then, that's when you see you want it so badly. She kept trying.
Emily Hazelwood may be the match winner. And Emily Hazelwood, even if not tonight, is a match winner. A hat-trick in the semi-final against NTC to get Comets here. That's her 8th of this competition. She's even ahead of Panagaris in Cup goals, Emily Hazelwood. Scored in the grand final in 2021 as well, which Salisbury Inter to defeat West Adelaide. And the Tasmanian winger has come up trumps again. Now, Salisbury Inter are going to have to throw the shape that they've been playing with for 113 minutes out of the window to try to get back into this game. Here's Hazelwood again. Kuzionis, who was stretching before, is giving away a free kick there, and she's down now. Inter are going to want to get on with it, of course. Are they going to look at throwing? Yes. Nicole Calder has gone forward in these last few minutes to see if they can pinch an equaliser. And we have a break. And the ball came off Nishitani. Hazelwood went around Ryder, who just lost her balance momentarily. That was unstoppable.
And that was left-footed as well.
Well, Kuzionis is going to have to come off. She's been really struggling in these last few minutes. And Anna Maria Zacharakis comes on. experienced player. She's going to need to basically just help keep the goal intact for Comets. That's all they need to do now. Khan. Calder came through. And it's going to be a Comets ball. 4.5 minutes to go. There will probably be a minute or two of stoppage time at the end of this second half of extra time. Zacharakis, her first involvement will be a throw-in to Hazelwood, who's just a few minutes away from being the hero tonight for Adelaide Comets. This is why Adelaide Comets wanted her to join from Salisbury Inter, to win them trophies. Roxy Dodd on the move now. It's going to be another throw-in. Will we get more drama in this game? Nishitani to take. Calder under pressure. Another throw for Nishitani. Another receive from Calder. Another battle. And this time, it's going to be a Comets ball. The clock ticks away. Time is Salisbury Inter's enemy. Sugihara comes out to Panagaris, and she's going to get a free kick for the challenge from Nishitani. And Inter just cannot afford to give free kicks away now. It's just going to lose them precious seconds. Nano Sasaki boots it as long as she can. Lattice is all on her own, but it's going to find Comley, who was finally beaten, having had an absolutely outstanding game between the posts for Salisbury Inter. Now, what can Dodd do? She's battled hard. She's held on to possession, trying to get the ball through to Sugihara. Players in the road. Labrandi's ball is going to go out for a goal kick. And that means that Comets inch ever closer. Izzy Chekovitz. Bit of a master in the dark arts, Izzy Chekovitz. She will make sure that she takes as long as she can possibly get away with. Now, to compound problems for Inter, they have a player down at the moment. And absolutely, the last thing they need right now is to have one hobbled player while they're trying to get level in these last couple of minutes. It was Vreugdenberg that was down. But she comes in to try to win the header. Oh, Ryder won it. Styles. Nicola just gets it away. It's going to be another throw. Is it going to go up the wing? Now it's a Comets throw. We're into the last minute, plus whatever stoppage time referee Brinkworth plays. Adelaide Comets have one hand on their first ever WNPL and WSL Cup on the second leg of the treble of Premiership, Cup and Championship against probably the most likely team that could have undone them. It's been tough and tight. A massive fight here tonight for the Cup. But it might be going to the team who's shone brightest in 2023. 20 seconds now of play remains, and 2 minutes of stoppage time is all Inter has to try to rescue this game, get the equaliser that will take them to penalties. Haven't managed tonight to to get too many shots on target. And right now, they just can't even get the ball into their attacking half. Comets are close. Glyn's with the throw. This time it's going to be an inter throw. They really just have to throw everything forward into. There's a couple of players sitting back, and it really is, I think, Cote kitchen sink time.
Yeah, it's, look, it's not much time left again, and obviously you just throw numbers, you throw the ball high as possible, and try to make something happen.
There's Comley trying to make something happen. Free kick for the challenge on Calder now. Set piece opportunity. They can throw everybody into the box, Inter. If they do, well, it's going to be a late substitution here for Comets. And coming on is Ellie Todd, and she's going to replace Hazelwood. This is almost certainly the last chance for Inter to pull this game out of the fire. Nishitani's free kick. Calder's there. It's gone out to Yuka Sasaki. Plays the ball cleverly to Panagaris. And she's going to win the free kick. And that could just about be that. The Comets bench are calling for time. There are exhausted players out there. Panagaris hasn't gotten up. I wouldn't even, at this point, given what a battle it's been, suggest that anybody is deliberately wasting time right now. There are some extraordinarily tired players out there. Panagaris is going to come off. Charlie Bauer is going to come on for these last few seconds. Mostly played reserves last year and has had a few more runs in the senior squad this year, Bauer. There are some congratulations going on the Comets bench. Yuka Sasaki can just take the ball to the corner if she likes. That's where it is. Nishitani has fouled her. Referee blows the whistle, Tom Brinkworth, but it's not the final one. But it is almost certainly too late for Salisbury Inter. I doubt that they will even have time, even if they get the ball out of this situation, to launch an attack. Yuka Sasaki goes back to the corner flag. And Adelaide Comets are the 2023 WNPL and WSL Cup finals. They were made to go the distance. They had to absolutely fight it out against a dogged and determined Salisbury Inter side. But in the end, they wouldn't be denied. And Emily Hazelwood's outstanding strike in the second period of extra time has delivered the cup to Ellis Park. And now they are on the brink of a historic treble. Adelaide Comets go into the final series as the top seeds. They've won the premiership, now they've won the cup, and they're going to have Cote a couple of weeks to enjoy this before they have to come out again to start their finals campaign. But on balance, they probably deserved it tonight.
Yeah, look, what a great feeling after winning, you know, and not just after winning the cup, but what a tight game, what a rough also last 30 minutes, you know. It was very physical, and they would be very tired. But look, again, it comes to who wants it more. Comets did. Great shot by Emily. Congratulations to Comet. Inter really fought for that, and I thought they would go into penalties. But that's how the game went, and I think we saw great football.
I'm very pleased to say that officially, because this doesn't happen very often, deciding to give the player of the match to the losing side, but it's going to go to Matilda Comley, who was absolutely outstanding in goals
She was.
for Inter tonight and could do nothing about that Hazelwood shot in the end.
No, because she couldn't see that much with her defenders in front. You know, they were blocking her view. And again, Emily, she's really quick at turning. She's really quick at moving the ball and finishing. So she did that. Again, look, the defenders were outstanding tonight. Chantel and Cole.
Oh, they were outstanding.
Calder,
yeah,
they were really good. I mean, one mistake is, and I wouldn't call it a mistake. You know, sometimes we gotta give the credit to also what Emily did.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing about this game is that as much as it was Comets that had more of the initiative and more of the chances and that, I can't speak highly enough of how Salisbury Inter have played this match and how they've fought it out. I mean, they're playing an absolute Rolls Royce of a side here in Adelaide Comets. That is a team that has got, a huge amount of talent, goes really deep onto the bench. There's plenty of talent in the Inter side, but Comets finished 10 points clear on the table this year in the regular season. They are a fantastic side. They were always the favourites tonight, but Inter just amazing how they made them work for it.
And they did. They were very disciplined again in the defensive line, in the middle, trying to push forward, trying to find those forward runs, and trying to actually, connect with the forward players. They had a few opportunities they couldn't put in, and again, the game was like. Very difficult to even read it because they were both attacking, even though sometimes Comet had the ball and possession a little bit more. But I think, we saw great football and obviously everyone will be very tired. Great recovery, celebration tonight for them and then probably have 1 week off before they go back.
Salisbury Inter are not going to get a week off. They're going to be playing next week against NTC in a qualifying final, which... Fortunately for them, they can afford to lose and stay in the final series. They wouldn't want that, of course. It makes their job harder. Here's the goal again. Hazelwood, that's such a good shot. She's almost facing more away than towards the goal, and she's managed to get it around her body and hit it powerfully into the bottom corner.
Yeah, and I think, that's instinct as well, And I said to you, she's a quick player. She didn't have any good moment before. She was trying to cross the ball, and good on her. She found herself actually in that situation where one-on-one she lost the ball but kept trying.
And she's beaten two champions in that move, Minna Nishitani and Chantel Ryder. Two of the best players in this competition. Hazelwood took them on, just found that moment and won her club the game. And unbelievable. Yeah,
I think, look, players like her, you can't give space because that's they're quick because you don't expect what they are going to do. And they gave the space to her to do that and great shot.
Not much
again.
though. They didn't give her much, but she just got enough. Now, there are some presentations going on. Some of these are to players and officials that were involved in earlier cup finals tonight because, as you may or may not know if you're watching this broadcast, there were cup finals also going on, not just before this game, but during this game on the other pitches. So this is the Harndorf side, I think, coming up in, not sure which cup final they played in, but they're getting their runners-up medals. Division 4 and 5. Yeah, the Division 4 and 5 Cup, thank you, is the one that is being handed out at the moment. We're going to continue until we see the presentations to the main teams tonight that have contested the WNPL and WSL Cup, Salisbury Inter, and tonight's winners, Adelaide Comets. But we do have to say farewell to Cote Rojas. And Cote, I can't thank you enough. You've had a massive program on and off the pitch in these last few weeks. Been flying all over the place, playing, broadcasting, etc. And I can understand that you can't hang around for much longer. But really been fantastic to have you with your special comments and your expertise tonight.
Thank you so much for having me. I do have training early in the morning, and then I'm half coaching, and then I'm flying down to Sydney for the semi-final on for the final on Sunday. So it's a busy weekend for me. But look, for me, what makes me happy is just not to be talking about football and watching them, but to live the game, and we have seen it so far, what NPL, especially here in South Australia, has grown so much, and if we can keep pushing this, it's just amazing for me. So again, thank you for having me, but it's a pleasure to be here and see all the development, really.
Oh, well, thank you, Cote, and again, just looking forward to. Are you part of the broadcast at all on Sunday, or?
No, I'm just gonna be enjoying it this
time.
Oh,
well, I think you're entitled to with the amount of work you've done in these last few weeks. But enjoy that game, and hopefully we'll see you out here again soon. And congratulations again for that. Presentation.
Maya Thompson. Sky Simmons. Maggie Vanderdew. Alana Sack. Kristen Davis. Caitlin Gaffney.
Okay. We've now seen the continuation of the Division 4-5 Cup presentations. Heat waves playing on the box. Not too much heat tonight. It's probably dropped to about 10 degrees, I'd say, by about now. A rainy day here. But there's certainly been plenty of heat on the pitch, on all the pitches tonight, with all the cup finals that have occurred. We'll just may be able to get some interviews with the Comets players, just waiting to see who we're going to be able to get. We're looking at the Comets players who'll be waiting for their turn to receive their medals. Great moment for the club. And like Salisbury Inter in 2021, every trophy they've won this year, well, they've won 2 and they're going for 3, they're all firsts. All of Salisbury Inter's trophy in 2021 were firsts, and so was this one for Comets, as well as the premiership they wrapped up a few weeks ago. I think we've got Emily Hazelwood now. Emily, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Emily, congratulations on that goal, and to win it with about 10 minutes to go. Look, can you just talk us through that? Because the ball's bounced back to you. You take on 2 players you know really well, 2 former teammates, Mina Nishitani and Chantel Ryder. Can you just talk us through that?
It's not actually processed in my head at the moment. I was saying that I couldn't even see it go into the goal. I kind of fell on the ground and then sort of looked to the left and everyone was jumping up and down. So I don't know, it's just still not processed.
It was a fantastic goal, and you've come from Salisbury Inter to join the Comets side. You won a treble with Inter, and you know how special that is. I'm sure that's one of the reasons Comets brought you, is to help them win their trophies. How about this group, though? I mean, you're obviously a great collection of players, but you won the premiership very comfortably. You fought it out and won tonight. It's not just talent. You guys have got a lot of heart and soul, I think.
Absolutely. All the girls are amazing. They put each and every one of them put 100% into each of the games. So it's really great to have a reward at the end of it.
And now you're going to get a week off before you guys start playing in the finals. I feel like after that game you probably need a bit of extra time, because that was really looked like a game that was really tough physically.
Yes, absolutely. Extra time is always super hard, so when we were going into it, I just thought, I don't know if you could see everyone was cramping, it's not every day that you go into extra time, so a week off will be great for us.
And just lastly, Emily, on you personally, You've come from Tasmania. You've come here to play for Salisbury Inter and Comets. It looks like it's been an amazing move for you because you've just had so much success.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, it was a big move coming here by myself, but I've loved every minute of it, and I hope that it stays that way for the next coming years.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations. Go and enjoy it with your teammates.
Thanks very much.
Emily Hazelwood, the match winner tonight for Adelaide Comets. We're going to see if we can get another Comets player, perhaps.
That was it.
And great to talk to Emily Hazelwood. Don't know that we've had an opportunity to interview her at the end of these games before. Well spoken, great player. She's been a winner at 2 clubs now, a treble with Inter, and she's not far from a treble with Adelaide. 2 of the 3 legs down. They've got 2 of the 3 legs down with the WNPL finals to come. Presentations continue for the Divisions 1, 2 and 3 Cup now before the WNPL, WSL awards are given. It's a bit tough on Inter, I've got to say this. Players are sitting down just waiting to get their opportunities. Unfortunately for them to get runners-up medals there. You can't see them, but they're on the side of the pitch close to where the tunnels the players walk out from are. It's a long wait for them. I'm sure the Comets players don't mind a bit. They can stay on the pitch and soak this up. Just such an amazing reward for the investment that the club has made in bringing some of these players. Incredible to think that Comets finished bottom of the WNPL in 2020. They've just built and built and built since then. And this is where it's taken them. 2021, they did make a cup semi-final. They were knocked out by Metro United then, but that was the first glimpse, perhaps, of what might be coming for Adelaide Comets. Last year, they made finals for the first time, finished 4th, won the first week of finals, were knocked out by Salisbury Inter, and it's fair to say that Inter have been a real nemesis for Comets over the years. Before tonight, they played 14 games in all competitions. Inter had won 10 of them. Comets had only won 2, and there had been 2 draws. And even this year, one of the games that we don't count in those statistics is the final of the pre-season cup. Inter even beat Comets in that. They've really just had the wood on Comets. But Comets did turn that around this year. Inter did defeat them in round 6 by 4-2, but in round 15, Comets won against Inter by 4-0. And we are now on to the presentations for the WNPL and WSL Cup. And it's the officials who are coming up to get the their medals first. Referee Tom Brinkworth, the assistants Zach Britton and Indiana Van Diesen, and the 4th official tonight, Joe Jordan Tripodi. And then we'll see the Inter players getting their runners-up medals. There are some players down there that are really showing the emotion. They gave it everything tonight, and they were so close to forcing the game to a shootout. They even had 1 or 2 chances to take the lead before Emily Hazelwood's decisive strike. But they will have to regroup now with the WNPL finals. They're going to be on next weekend against NTC. And they're going to have to be at their best. Matilda Comley comes up. The players may not know it yet, but she will go back to receive the medal for being the player of the match. Might be a bit bittersweet for her. I'm sure she'd have rather been on the winning side tonight, but some absolutely outstanding saves to keep the score level for so long until the last 10 minutes of extra time, in which Emily Hazelwood scored the winner. There's Nikki Frazzetto. Chantel Ryder was just outstanding tonight. There are really not many players tonight that weren't outstanding. So much pressure in this game. Battle after battle all over the pitch. Extraordinary how hard some of these individuals worked for their teams. The Inter players stay in front of the board as they all come up to receive their medals. Senglin set an unused sub tonight, just their number 31. Well, they're only losers on the scoreboard tonight, Salisbury Inter. They can hold their heads high. It took something really, really special to beat them. And there it is. It gets a cheer from the Inter contingent. A deserved Player of the Match award to their keeper, Matilda Comley. And getting very warmly applauded, you can't see on your picture, but by the Comets players. I'm sure they all appreciate that Comley was a huge factor in making this match an extraordinarily difficult one for them to win. And the Inter players, pretty hard for them to smile in a situation like this, but as always, this club puts in 100%. Interesting stat that applies this year for the first time. In these last 5 years, Salisbury Inter are the only side to have finished in the top 3 of the WNPL. Adelaide City and West Adelaide have dropped out to 4th and 5th this season. Of course, they'll still play finals. But in every year since 2019 in the WNPL, Inter's been in the top 3. That's how consistently this side has been challenging.
Now to the winners of the WNPL.
But this is Comets' moment.
Adelaide Comets.
And their players are now going to come up to receive their winners' medals. Here's the keeper, Izzy Chekovic, who kept a clean sheet for 2 full hours. Saroulis, absolutely immense as always at centre-back, was put under plenty of pressure from Dodd and Sugihara, who were really trying to unlock the back four, but they kept Inter to very few chances at the back. There's Hazelwood. Carl Khan coming up just behind Kuzionis there. I absolutely can't believe the miles Khan put in tonight. She was outstanding. As with this player who's getting her medal now, Yuka Sasaki. And of course, her sister Nano Sasaki, unbelievably, here she is about to come up. Well, her name was just called. But Sasaki's going to be next to get her medal. She's won this cup for the 5th time. 5 finals, 5 wins for Nano Sasaki. 4 with Adelaide City and 1 with Adelaide Comets. And there's Ali Lattis. I mentioned she's lost this match a lot of times. She'll be one of the most delighted players out there. Well, the weather has been the least sporting thing tonight, because the rain has come down right now when these presentations are occurring. And now Comets officials are starting to get their medals. And it's party time at Ellis Park. But we're at ServiceFM Stadium, and with a week off, Comets can probably enjoy this before they get back into training. The final series, of course, in the first week, second place third and fourth place fifth. The winner of second and third will then go and play first place in the second week. Here is Eleanor Saroulis with the WNPL and WSL Cup. Adelaide Comets make it 2 trophies in 2023, and they are on their way possibly to a third. Their captain, Eleanor Saroulis, who's known heartbreak in WNPL competitions with her years at West Adelaide. She is a winner tonight, and the captain of the winning team, Adelaide Comets. These are great pictures, great moments. Moments that these players play for and never forget. And look at these pictures in years to come. Remember when we won the cup, and maybe it'll be remember when we won the treble of 2023. The rain is coming down harder, unfortunately, while these celebrations go on, but I'm sure these players won't mind too much. It's a late night with an 8:15 kickoff and with extra time, but these players have got the rest of the weekend to enjoy it. Some commiserations being given to some interplayers that have hung around. Roxy Dodd has actually, out of your picture, walked up to go and congratulate her old Metro teammate, Chrissy Panagaris. And in fact, they're even posing for a photo together, which is absolutely lovely. There's Izzy Chekovitz with the trophy. She'll be absolutely delighted to have won the trophy and to have kept her goal intact for 2 hours. Posing there with Ali Lattis. There are a lot of good stories in this Comets team, but they are absolutely champion players. No passengers tonight. They were made to fight. They really showed, and we talked about it a couple of times, not just their ability, but when they had to really, really put on the blue overalls and fight it out, they did so. As the Sasaki sisters absolutely delighted, either side of Eleanor Saroulis. Great to sort of keep these pictures running so that we can put it in the time capsule that is YouTube and can be replayed for this club to celebrate for a long, long time to come. Still plenty of people actually in the stands out of your picture, obviously enjoying, probably mostly Comets contingent who are just enjoying these moments. Emily Hazelwood, well, what a story. Came here on her own from Tasmania. She's just won her 5th honour. 3 with Salisbury Inter, 2 with Comets, and maybe number 6 is to come. She's been the player in this cup for Comets. Unbelievable to even outscore Chrissy Panagaris in this competition. It's extraordinary. And now she adds a goal in a cup final to a goal in a grand final 2 years ago. Maybe she's the player to put the money on if Comets play in the grand final. Of course, they'll get 2 shots at it. In 2 weeks, they play in a semi-final that will qualify them for the grand final if they win. And if they lose, they go to a preliminary final and get another chance. We're going to get some of the match statistics before we wrap things up. And kind of feel like it does make it look a little bit more one-sided than it really was. And when you consider that the game was won with 10 minutes to go, it really is lopsided. 21 shots to 5 in Comets' favour, 13 to 1 on target, 5 corners to 2, just 3 offsides in the game, 2 to Inter, 1 to Comets, and only 7 fouls and just the 1 yellow card. It was a game played in the right spirit, but certainly there was no quarters given at all. Tough and tight. Adelaide Comets with the winner in extra time. We're going to see the decisive moment now. Emily Hazelwood. As Khan plays it out to her out wide, and at this point you're thinking maybe the ball's going to go into the area, but she took it on. Got a bit lucky. Ball came off Nishitani, but then she really stepped forward to take on Ryder and Nishitani and just drive that with her left foot into the bottom corner. What a moment. Here it is again from a wider angle. And she's really been rewarded for the initiative she took there. She could have just lobbed it up. But the way she's taken it around Ryder, basically going in the wrong direction, switching back onto her left foot in the bottom corner, just outstanding. Well done, Emily Hazelwood. Well done, Adelaide Comets. Well, it's been an absolutely tremendous broadcast. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing it to you and having Cote Rojas alongside, bringing her expertise. I feel like we're blessed having an Optus Sports World Cup presenter with us this evening, and definitely blessed to have seen this absolutely fantastic 2023 WNPL and WSL Cup final. The final score, Salisbury Inter 0, Adelaide Comets 1 after extra time. Adelaide Comets are the 2023 WNPL and WSL Cup winners. Have a great rest of the weekend.
Every jump, every petrol pump, member deal and welcome meal. Every gutsy save, friendly wave, every ray of light and movie night, every helping hand and every taking a stand. Every day, everything we do helps our members to save, enjoy and simply keep on moving on.
Electricity bills are stinging more than ever. So why not go sunny? Go Sunny Solar will get you set to get the most out of solar. With no outlay and their anytime payment plan, you can put what you're saving in electricity bills towards paying for your solar instead. Let Go Sunny Solar sort your rebates and planning, and let your new solar panels get busy as bees, saving you money. Take the sting out of bills and get in for summer. Visit gosunny.com.au.
Sure, this beer looks pretty good, but actually, it's what you can't see that makes this beer at Cooper's. Because every drop contains 160 years of passion. Determination to keep a family recipe unchanged. And proud, fierce independence. And it's this stuff that will always make it forever original.
When you look at greatness, there is a lot you don't see. You don't see the path to greatness, where it starts, how far it can go, or what fuels each step. It's a thirst for more. A belief that no matter how great you are today, you can be even greater tomorrow. The greatest never settle.